Yo, what's up, chat? Hope everybody had a happy. What day is it? I actually forgot what day it is. Friday. I hope everybody had a good Friday. I've had a good Friday. I've been cooking up a lot of stuff. Been very busy actually. I got a lot of things planned for 2026. A lot of things. I actually wanted to stream on the last day on New Year's Eve, but I got other obligations I had to take care of. Honestly, I would have been competing with too many other streamers anyway, so we would have basically done what we're going to be doing this stream anyway. Anyway, I'm happy you guys all tuned in so we can talk about Jeremy again. This won't be the last quartering leftover stream, by the way. I got another two, probably, maybe three, right? One of them won't really be a leftover stream. One of them is gonna be more of a is gonna be more of a is gonna be revisiting the feud between quartering and Review Tech USA, who we're also going to get to in a little bit. We're going to talk about Rich just a little bit before we get into the subject. We're going to be talking about a Sneedburger. Thank you for the £2. Let's fucking go. X Soaring Eagle, thanks for the 199. Sky Bull is in chat. Oh, hey, what's up, Sky Bull? Blowing Jeremy's wife out the frame in the skies. That's pretty impressive. Blowing it back out while you're thousands of miles in the air. That's pretty damn impressive. Most people can't pull that off. Anyway, before we get started proper, right? Before we get started proper, let me just go ahead and hold on. No, what the fuck? There's nothing here. It should be. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, before we get started, again, as usual, let me just go ahead and tell you guys where you can find all the streams. I will be putting this stream in this playlist. They all go here. I even organized them all because somebody told me a couple weeks ago, Mikey, none of these things are fucking organized. You're talking about things out of order. So I put them in order for you guys from beginning to end. And this one's gonna go there too. So now, before we do anything, before we get into this, first, the topic of this stream, right? The topic of this leftover, he's broadcasting a black screen. Oh no! You guys can see it, right? I didn't just show you guys darkness, did I? Oh wait, Quartering is calling the documentary a hit piece. I wasn't even aware that he saw it. Did he? Damn, everybody saw that. I might actually have some motion now. Because Rich saw my documentary too, actually. Rich saw it. EVS saw it. Nick Diorio saw it. A lot of people saw my doc. King Slash saw it. I got a bit of motion now, chat. And Josh saw it. Josh Moon. He even he shouted me out because I helped him with the Lolcow of the Year awards. As a matter of fact, hold on, let me see. Lolcow of the Year. Hold on. Maybe I can. No? Hold on. Let me try something else then. I'm sure I could just pull it up real quick. Just give me a second. There we go. Okay, I found it. All right. Here and wait, hold on. Where's the link? Where's the link to vote? I didn't even go and look. I didn't even go and see. Fuck. He did put a link to vote, didn't he? I sure I can just go to the July. What if I just put in the Julays? The Julays 2025. What if I just do that? Damn, why is it so hard to find it? Fuck it. Anyway, this right here. This right here. This right here. I helped Josh with this. I helped him. He asked me to edit some shit for him. He's like, hey man, can you make some clips? Some clips for these lolcow of the year top nominees. And I was like, sure, bro. So I helped the nigga out. All of them I made them.
Violence. Okay? It's the same.
Just watching this one about Hassan real quick and then we'll move on.
As to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Come here. Hey. Motherfucker, come here. Stay. No, come here. Stay. If you run right now, I'll fucking kill you. Like, I'll actually kill you, okay? In front of everyone.
Fish or... Okay, this is kind of like that. We're all at Tiananmen Square, so we are all becoming Chinese. Okay?
When the time is right, you will look in the mirror and already be Chinese.
Yes, the time is right.
The reality of the matter is, okay, like, briefly being questioned by a cop outside of Tiananmen Square.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is, you know, it's a unique moment of stress. It happens, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, they know fucking Aslan goes and shit. That's so strange.
Yeah,
No one from China should know who Aslan goes is.
In the same positive association with Israel. So all this does is breed resentment against Israel, and also, depending on how...
So yeah, I added that for Josh and all the other ones. You know, I just wanted to contribute because I do use the Kiwi Farms and I kind of felt obliged. I felt obliged a little bit. Oh, fuck. I wasn't aware that I was blocking chat just now. My bad, guys. But anyway, wait. Oh my God. You guys, chat was hitting the whole fucking time. I'm so retarded. I'm sorry, guys. Couldn't even see you guys. Anyway. Yeah, anyway, I helped out with that because I use Kiwi Farms and I kind of felt obliged to help because, I mean, I've used the site for a lot of my videos. So, I felt like I should get back to something. Plus, it was a fun thing to do for the most part. When I had to do this one right here of Anissa Joma and her husband, this one was actually the biggest pain in the ass to do. No pun intended, but it was the biggest pain in the ass to do because there's just... It's easy for me to find clips of... Josh basically gave me the clips that I needed for Bossman. But it was easy to find clips for Hassan. It was easy to find clips for Taro, for Styx. It was easy to find clips for Pirate Software. But Anissa and Ian, dude, bro, that was torture, dude. Like, I was actually, like, losing my shit a bit while I was trying to edit this thing together. Plus, I have to watch things, and it's just so... They're so dry. They're so boring, man. It's just... I don't know. I hated it. I really don't. I know for a lot of people, this is the top tier content right here. You know, Anissa and her husband. But I just can't... I just can't stand watching any content to do with these two niggas. It's too much for me. Or on the contrary, it's not enough, so to speak. Anyway, we're gonna get to Rich now. Zach Ash, thanks for the $4.99. I can never make your streams because of work, so I can't stay, but I just wanted to let you know I love your videos. Keep up the awesome work. Oh, well, thanks, bro. I got plenty of content for you and the others all throughout the year. Now, Rich, this is like the stream where he would watch my doc. He actually had to split it up. You know, he had to split up the stream. So he watched my doc for 2 days in a row. You know, it was high quality content. Even Rich had to admit the doc I made on quartering, it was pretty good. Now, he still won't watch his doc that I made. I literally have made like 3 videos on this nigga. He won't touch any of those. But he watched my video on Jeremy from beginning to end. I don't know. Anyway, before he got to that, he wanted to talk to Keemstar about a little bit of boxing, a little bit of e-celebrity boxing. Keem was like, oh, bro, hey, man, you want to fight? Basically, you know, just a dry text. Hey, bro, you want to fight? And this was Rich's response to Keem.
So I get a Discord message from Keemstar saying, want to box? And I wrote back to him, sure, but I want $150K up front. Now, you may think, Rich, I don't think you're worth that, and I would agree with you.
Yeah, you are. You aren't worth that at all.
Not that relevant. But one, for it to be worth my time, because that would mean, not that I'm not planning on continuing to get in shape, it would still be a lot of focus. It would mean that time would be somewhat taken away from this, what I'm doing here, which is growing. One, like I was going to say.
Is it growing? I mean, I suppose, hold on, we can look real quick. We can look how much it's growing. All right, we're just gonna go to, we can see, oh, no, not this. Not this. That's not what I wanted to see. Let's go to Social Blade. Social Blade. And let's look how much it's growing. I be busting out the Social Blade a lot on chat these days. I don't mean to, but you know, it's just, okay, so you growing a little bit. Okay, 300 subs in the past week. About a little bit under 2,000 subs gained in the last month. That's not bad. A little bit unimpressive for a channel with already 75k subs. But you know, hey, these aren't bad. These aren't terrible gain subs or views. So I guess it's growing. Not at the greatest rate ever, but you know, you got something going on.
It would take away some time from this. Two, after all the shit, this is why he also went to throw me under the bus too, because I hold to the fact, I think that he realizes that there would have probably, if I could get past the full word of defamation, I think I had something pretty solid there. Not just
that's just delusional. I feel like if I would, like, what will you have actually, what was the defamation? What was the defamation that you're even talking about? Keemstar literally didn't say, you would have a better case of defamation against the casino because of all the Dropbox jokes they make and about how they keep joking about you eating your daughter's eyes, right? Keemstar didn't say any of that. Keemstar just said, it wasn't even Keemstar who said this. Keemstar brought other people on to say the stuff about you, like Becky and the girl who basically posted that revenge porn about you. It was those two. Keemstar didn't put any of that shit out. So you're trying to say defamation. What's the defamation? He was just like, the things he said about you were demonstrably true, and everything else was shit said by other people he brought on his platform.
Just against him either. So I'm not looking, man, I'm a grown ass. George
G. Oswald, thanks for the $5. Just a reminder, you have near double iDubbbz' viewers. Wow. That's, you know, I actually did notice that when I was clipping it, because Josh wanted me, there wasn't enough time for me to put everything into that clip that Josh would have wanted, because especially again with Anissa and Ian, because their arc was so, with somebody like Pirate Software, he also had a long arc with, you know, basically his downfall from the master. There was a moment when Pirate Software was the master, the grand master of abusing YouTube shorts to just shoot to the top of the YouTube recommended page and shit like that and all that stuff. People thought he was a tech wizard. People thought he was a game develop. He was a game veteran god or some shit. Turns out, very embellished work history. Pretty much embellished everything. Even his voice is fake. But it was easier for me. He had enough highlights for me to just compartmentalize it into 2 minutes. Ian and Anissa telling their story, right? It's not enough for a 2-minute clip, right? Even the one that I gave Josh doesn't really do it justice. They need 5 minutes minimum because there's so much context you need to pack in there, right? So, you know.
Man, you make your own.
But yeah, I noticed his views when I was looking for clips and shit, their views were not good.
Decisions, but with the shitty state of mind I was in, which I alluded to in the video, and I mean, he was calling Lauren multiple times, badgering her to get on the show. He wanted to destroy me. So you're actually getting kind of a deal with that, Daniel.
Destruction. See, this dude, this is a guy who takes this internet shit way too easily. Even I haven't really tried to destroy Rich. I've just been making fun of him. And really, what is what I'm doing, or what Keemstar was doing, or even shit what the Keto, who, you know, the Casino is way meaner to this nigga than me or Keemstar are. What's the difference between what any of us is doing and what he does to Phil? Like, bro, are you trying to destroy Phil when you just like bully him and make fun of him and made all those videos about him over the years? Right? Like, you just fucking are you defaming Darkside Phil, bro? Okay, well, it's against you, and we're gonna get to this when we get to Jeremy, right? The problem I had with Jeremy and the whole Magic Gate, Thought Magic Gate, whatever thing with Christine Sprinkle is that if he would have just said, I'm not harassing anybody, these people are overreacting, I would have been like, okay. But it's the fact that he then said, they're harassing me by saying that I'm harassing this. Okay, look, dude, either it's harassment or it's not. It doesn't magically become harassment when people do it to you. Either it's like bullying and people are trying to defame and destroy somebody, or they're not rich. It's not just those things when it's happening to you. Publius Dose, thank you for $5. Great growth. The problem is he gets coming to see a train wreck subs like DSP. True. Hybrid, thank you for the $5. Pirate Software is what Jackie Singh could have been if she had an IQ over 100. Jackie Singh, honestly, if Jackie was smarter, if Jackie was more intelligent, she could have easily been a turbo grifter. Never forget, she was the tech security expert for Joe Biden. I got some shit for Jackie this year, right? She was the tech expert for Joe Biden's political campaign in 2020, right? And she could have easily, with all the status, she was literally within a clutch reaching distance of the White House, and she could have used that to grift basically an empire for herself. But she's legitimately too dumb to pull that off.
I probably would have lost money too, but I think I could have done pretty well. I think it was fairly black and white with all the receipts and stuff that I had. So you actually would be getting a bargain with that, in my opinion. I'm not a lawyer though, but I, borrow a little bit. Like I said to you in the messages, I'm not one of the fucking weirdos from locale that you get that dwells in a Discord 24/7.
You're literally on par with all those people. You're in literally the exact same tier list.
24/7. I'm not dancing for you for free. I mean, obviously, and I wouldn't blame you for this. Yeah, he was calling Lauren. You want me to sign a contract that I actually do get in the ring with you? No shit. Of course, I'm not saying just what you would never do. I know you're a better businessman than that, but that's it. I'm not doing anything you think, listen, I'm already losing weight and walking, but yeah, I'm going to start lifting, but I'm doing casual lifting, man. I'm not going to make it. You think to get into semi-boxing shape, that'll take a lot more time. Am I saying that I'm relevant enough for that kind of money? No, but there's a little.
You don't even need to get into boxing shape. Like, they aren't saying you have to come out here looking like Anthony Joshua, nigga. Just like when Wings and Boogie got into the ring, they were just as fat as they've always been. Just get in the ring and just throw some haymakers and try not to get knocked out too quick. That's all you got to do.
Bit more history than that.
Here's the thing. If he took this up and he lasted longer than like Worski, he could then use that to troll Worski in the casino. He could say, hey, Worski, at least I lasted in the ring longer than you did, right? But he would never do that.
And I do think, even though you said it wouldn't make it back, maybe not initially, maybe the initial show would be a flop. But I think over time, between residual viewership and other things that would come down the pike, that you would make it back and then some. But no lowball bullshit and no freebies. That's where it stands. Did you expect me to talk about this? I'm assuming so. I don't know what your other angle is, except maybe you want to just legally punch me in the face, which, feelings mutual. But I get it. Like, I have maybe out of a percentage from up to 100, I have like a 0.5% star factor. I understand that. Even when Review Tech USA was at peak relevancy, it just is what it is. My channel is growing. The videos today.
I love that he's finally accepted the fact that he's a nobody. Like, he can't even deny it no more. Like, yeah, I'm not even like a B. I'm not a celeb, B celeb, C celeb. I'm basically D category. He basically gets my viewers. We got like a little bit under 400 people in chat right now. That's what Rich gets. A little bit less, I think. I think he had like 300 something viewers last time I saw last night on his stream, right? So he's on my level, if not slightly lower, and I don't even have 18K subs yet.
Even the short's doing pretty okay. I ain't stepping away. Not that I would step away from it completely, but I want to put 150% in. If I'm going to be tied to something else to put 75 to 80% in, I want to be compensated for it. Yeah, it would take a lot of time, Dr. D. Well, here's the thing. Nothing would be discussed with it. You just made me realize the third point. Nothing would be discussed with it except when it happened. It's not going to happen. He's a fucking cheap ass. It's never going to happen. But
bro, he would, if Rich came to Rich, if Rich had this energy and he was like, all right, Ken, all right, I'll get in the ring. You're going to have to come with that 150K though. You're going to have to come with that money, King, but I'll fight for you. I really believe Keemstar would take him up for that, right? Because people would see that. I would see that. I would pay for a pay-per-view to watch Rich get his ass beat 100%, right? The reason this won't happen is because he's a coward and he would never fight. He's going to run away from this. He's not even going to we're not even going to get the opportunity to see him run away, right? He's not even going to make it happen.
I'm just making it
Just like he ran away from the quartering.
abundantly clear. If I see, and I'm talking in my pocket too, after taxes, by the way. I think I said that to him as well. I was like, I am walking away with, after Uncle Sam takes his shit, walking away with that after all the bullshit and time wasted and fucking shady shit you did because you had a fucking axe to grind with me because I was an idiot and naive to YouTube rules and I mirrored an episode of Drama Alert. That's where it started with. Tell me I'm lying, you petty bitch. Tell me I'm lying.
See, this is him projecting, because this is why Rich gets mad at people. He gets mad and builds these grudges based on petty vendettas and shit. Like, I don't even know if Keemstar even remembers that. I don't even know if he keeps that in mind. Keemstar has mended bridges with people who have burned him and fucked him over and who he's fucked over. Way worse than that. I don't even think Keemstar even remembers that. I didn't remember that until I watched this video. I'm like, oh yeah, Rich did do that. But it's like, so?
Lying. Scared of what?
Like, the idea that Keem just did it because it was funny doesn't even occur to Rich.
I just don't want to waste my time and I want to.
What? Oh shit, no. Why did I do that? I'm retarded.
Go
Okay,
back to him,
here we
sure.
go.
But I want to.
All right,
I was
here we go.
badgering her to
Here we
man
go.
that. But that's it. There are
Okay.
things that would come down the pike that you would make it back. And then
Okay.
this is what it is. My channel is growing. The videos today, even the shorts doing pretty okay. I ain't stepping away. Nothing would be discussed with it. I think I said that to him as well. I was like, I am walking away with, I'm scared of what? I just don't want to waste my time. That's where it started with. Tell me I'm lying, you petty bitch. Tell me I'm lying. Scared of what? I just don't want to waste my time and I want to get a paycheck, sir.
So I guess Keem needed to drum some more drama to continue his money laundering scheme named Locale Live.
Yeah.
Anything to stay relevant, I guess.
Yep. So here, I think that's pretty good bait that I took, but my bait is there's a price tag to it. Wasted my fucking time, unless it's worth it. Should I be the most A-list person they had on that motherfucker? I'm a nobody. At least I'm not known for being in the lolcow Discord. No, dude, it's not gonna. But here's the thing. Honestly, though, for 150 grand, yeah, I would do it. Wouldn't you? I'm gonna focus.
Would you? I don't believe you would. I believe if Keemstar said yes, I believe he said, yeah, sure, I'll pay you 150 grand if you come and fight for me. I feel like he would come up with an excuse. He will come up with an excuse to back out. I don't think he would. He has no intention of doing this.
On the channel. It's not going to happen. This is all something that's fucking fantasy world. 150%. Okay. Sure. I would, find a way to manage my time better. Come on. If I had fucking that put in my bank account tomorrow, I'm going to fucking find a boxing coach. So there it is. It's not a rhetorical offer. It's an actual one. I know he'll never do it. I'm not delusional, but it is what it is. Well, it is what it is. I'm not saying that I am on paper worth that. But I think it's a pretty good deal, all things considered. He wants to box me. I'm like, listen, I don't care. I'm not worth it. But 150K, if you're going to make me waste the time, not that getting into shape would be a waste of time, but, it's not just going to the gym and,
Why are you making so many excuses for something you already said that you won't do unless he gives you 150K, right? Like, why are you saying all this extra shit? You could just say, I'm not going to do it until you pay me this amount of money and be done with
curls
it.
and stretches here.
It's like when low tier guy got into it with DSP, right? And DSP is like, hey, low tier god, let's do a big first to 10 during Evo. It's gonna go viral between the both of us. And what did low tier guy say? He said something like, what did he say? $10,000 or something. Like, he gave some ridiculous price to Phil, and he says, either pay me that or we're not gonna do it. And then that was done.
Not saying that's all I would do, but you get my point. Because that's one thing you have to factor into. Yes, I'm not getting in the ring with Mike Tyson.
5 bands. He told Phil, all right, give me 5 bands or just never talk to me again. Never mention my name again until you give me 5 grand.
Tyson, like someone said, I got you. I hear you. But not only, if you really think about it with the time I'd have to put in, like subtract like 40 grand at least from that, if not more. Well, Biffy, I'm not wasting months of my time for like 10,000 bucks, dude. I'm just saying. I know it's ridiculous, but I ain't doing it for less. It's not worth the fucking time and financially for me.
It wouldn't even, would it be wasting your time? You are a very fat nigga, Rich. You think about all the effort, all the working out that you would do to get in shape for this boxing match. That alone, Keem would basically be paying you $150,000 just to get in shape, really. Because the boxing match, you're going to be going up against somebody who also can't box. And it's going to be like Boogie versus Wings, where neither of you really hurts each other that much. So, I don't know, it's like a win-win-win for you.
So you want me to do more?
You would even gain some street cred. You gain some street cred like Wings and Boogie did after they got into the wing. They got a little bit of respect for even doing it.
Months of time, which would take away, and doing this would take away some of the focus from here, and in turn less content, which would cost me quite a bit. For what? You're irrelevant too. Who would give a fuck? People would want to watch, but if you think it would garner any of us a new audience, you're out of your mind. It wouldn't. Congratulations on
Rich,
the
I got my
big,
golden
beautiful
cucumber from
cucumber.
Stanley.
Bro is so negative. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that real quick before we got into this. Cause dude he's so negative, man. It's like it wouldn't get us a new it wouldn't get me a new audience. It would be a waste of time. You know, I'm not doing all that. It's like there are actually so many benefits to that if you really think about it. He would get in shape. You know, he gets a lot of money just out of pocket. He would get new followers. He would get people who talk shit about him. If Rich said yes, and he actually put in the work and he got into the ring, I would give him props, right? He would redeem himself for running away from the quartering all those years ago, right? But he won't do it because he's a pussy and he's a bitch and he's a coward. He called the cops on a little girl. You know, he's just a baby. He's just a big baby and he's never going to do it. And running away from the quartering is super embarrassing because, again, the quartering ran away from a bread tuber. Not just, he didn't just run away from a debate with a bread tuber, right? He wasn't running away from, I don't know, ContraPoints or Philosophy Tube, you know, bread tuber with maybe a somewhat above room temperature IQ and with some actual clout. He ran away from fucking Lance from the Surf's Times, bro. Like, what do you... Dude, it's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Anyway, getting to the quartering. So what we're going to be doing, the topic for today is we're going to be reviewing Thoughtgate. This is when Jeremy... this is shortly after Christine Sprinkle made that one post. I would say it went viral. It didn't really go viral. It kind of went viral in the Magic community, which doesn't really mean much because Magic the Gathering online community is pretty fucking small. Even smaller than, say, the Yu-Gi-Oh community. I feel like even smaller than like the Pokemon trading card community is pretty small. But she made this post. And all the other influencers, after she said that she was peacing out because she was tired of Jeremy Hambley, she was tired of the Ham Planet just shitting up the place, stanking up the place, you know, they all decided to come at him and say, hey, man, you're just a piece of shit. Look at what you're doing. You're actually driving people away from the community and shit like that. And he, instead of just saying, hey, you guys are all just trying to do some witch hunt. You're all coming for my head and shit. This ain't even that serious. I didn't harass anybody. I made one video about her and like a couple tweets. It's not that serious. He instead made it like this super big deal, right? Like they were trying to destroy his life. And it's like, I'm the one who's actually being harassed, right? Now, there is one thing he's going to say is people trying to flag down his shit. That's going to be something that we do, you know, we do try and hear him out there because flagging behavior is always terrible no matter who it's coming from. Unless, I don't know, you're like flagging down somebody strangling puppies on YouTube or some shit like that. You know, stuff that actually breaks TOS. It is just heinous. But yeah, we're going to look at this real quick. And then we're going to look at this video by Dankula. This half-hour video where he defends Jeremy in the Thought Magic, him being banished from the Magic community drama. George Oswald, thank you for $2. You are now at 3x iTups' views. Wow, let's keep it going. Can we get to 10x? Giga Todd Howard, thank you for $2. Watching while sorting my Magic the Gathering cards. Suffer Hambley. Hey man, you enjoy your children's trading card game. There ain't no shame in that. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh fag myself.
Happy Saturday. I hope that you're all doing well. I hope you're enjoying if you're in the States this long weekend and that your travels were safe and that your family was tolerable. I was enjoying the day.
One thing, before we get into this, one thing that I had trouble with my video about Jeremy was what should I use for the thumbnail, right? Because I already knew I was going to use the panhandler sign. The moment I saw that panhandler sign, I knew I was going to fit that in the thumbnail some way. But I was like, what specific picture of him should I use? And I ended up finding like the only photo of the internet that I know of where Jeremy's beard was shaved or mostly shaved and he didn't have the whole net beard Sasquatch look, right? So He's always had this. He's always had this look since you guys watched the documentary. Even back in like the early aughts, the early 10s, in the Be Your Own IT days, he had the Sasquatch neck beard.
At the dog park, and I will continue to enjoy the day after I upload this video because I have a life outside of really pathetic Twitter drama. And
he doesn't. That's a lie. We all know that this is a lie. Jeremy's life revolves around three things: making YouTube videos, talking shit with other people on Twitter, usually while he's drunk, and playing with all of his toys and video games and trading cards. And that is literally his life. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't have a nightlife. He and his wife literally live in a big house in the middle of the woods, and he specifically moved there so he could use the acres of land to make himself a giant RC car racetrack, specifically so he can race on it for hours. And that's what his life is like. He does not have a life outside of this shit. Yo, Namanya RSD. I don't know what currency that is, but thank you. Hi, Mikey. Love the stuff you make. What do you think of Razor Fist, the Rageaholic? I don't hate the guy, but he comes off as the type of person. Something I noticed even back in the days, because I learned about Razor Fist through Sargon and the Skeptic Sphere, which is how I learned about a lot of these dudes. A lot of the E-celebs I ended up knowing about, I learned about them through either the Sector, the Internet Blood Sports community, or the Skeptic Sphere. And that's how I learned about a lot of these dudes. Occasionally I learned about them through guys like the early commentary community and the Blackbuster Critic, right? So even back then though, I thought, man, this guy is he's kind of a tryhard. What with the leather coat and pretending to be a rock star even as he's approaching middle-aged. And what really got me though was like his writing style. And at first it's kind of cool, right? It's kind of interesting the way he writes and speaks and talks and all that. But then like you get to, I don't know, video number 3 or 4 and you're like, oh, this is literally every video. Like he doesn't turn this off. He always writes like you know how I remember there was this one program where you're writing a paper, right? And you can like submit your paper into the thing and it'll give you some arbitrary grade on how well it's written, right? Like it'll give you like a rating for your essay. So you're very much encouraged to use purple prose and all these similes and analogies and these run-on sentences with like 1,000. He's kind of like, you know what he is? He's like he writes like he's a right-wing movie Bob. They both have the same problem where they write in all these fucking purple prose run-on sentences. And it's fun for the first few videos. And then you get to video number 4 or 5 and you're like, do you literally switch it up ever? Or is this really just going to have to be how every video you make is? And apparently so.
And
even after all these years, he still makes videos the exact same way.
The only reason I'm making this video is for the hundreds of you who have reached out to me in support and solidarity.
Yes, Edgelord, 0 punctuation. Yahtzee from 0 punctuation. He also kind of uses that style. He's like the only dude who like uses that type of writing style who's like not complete shit at it.
Appreciate the kind words. But I have just one request. You know, this video is going to get massively
verbose maxing. That's what I would call it. Verbose maxing. That's what that type of style is. I call it.
Thumbs down. That's okay. Votes on the internet are not violence. Words on the internet are not violence. I'll be okay. If you want to continue to enjoy your weekend, I highly recommend letting this tempest in a teapot blow over and the Twitter police to just...
He's so obviously bothered. Like, dude is so... Like, the fake laughter, he's so rattled, dude.
You know, cry themselves out. If you want to actually know what's going on, I will tell you. But that's like the last time I'm going to.
Like, nothing is actually happening to him either. He's already been blacklisted by this point, right? It's pretty obvious. He said in his I'm blacklisted video a couple months before this is that I'm only like one bad tweet away from just getting banned from tournaments and shit. So we already knew something like this was coming. He hasn't even been banned yet. So
to address it, because I've already sent like so many replies. The positive feedback is overwhelmingly in the majority, and it's funny that I'm going to get to this is the type of video I normally do on my quartering channel, but I'm going to put it here on Unsleeved Media because I'm not going anywhere. I'm currently under basically a
That was a lie. He got booted the fuck out. As soon as they told him, you aren't wanted here anymore, nigga. No more tournament access for you. Get moving. As soon as they told him to kick rocks, he was done. He made a couple more videos for Unsleeved Media, but quartering was his main deal from then forth.
full-scale assault from people who have been misled or have been waiting for a moment to.
Yeah, he was Rosa Parksing. He tried to become the Rosa Parks of the Magic community, and it didn't work out well for him.
Try and quote.
Well, actually, that's not true. It did work out well for him because, you know, he became a millionaire after this. So this is actually the best case scenario for him when you think about it. Because I really do think if he stayed just being a Magic the Gathering YouTuber forever, he would have never amassed his ill-gotten wealth, right? So he's very lucky. He's very lucky that Wizards of the Coast told him to kick rocks.
Get rid of me. I won't be intimidated. I'm not going anywhere. They've mass flagged 2 of my Twitter accounts. My main account, MTG Headquarters, is currently on a 7-day ban, and my quartering channel has got a few hours left on a ban. This is just pathetic mass flagging, as if I really care about Twitter. The only
Flagged behavior is terrible. You know,
annoying thing is
we don't hate Jeremy for being flagged, you know.
that I can't follow up with all of you. I see all of your tweets and messages, but I can't reply. So really, the only way I have to respond to you is in this video. So yesterday or the day before, well-known grifter and cosplayer Sprinkle decided to tweet out that she was quitting Magic or quitting cosplaying or whatever. And she specifically cited I want to use the exact words properly. I want to use the word she used so I can represent her properly. Something that literally none of these fools are doing for me. It's been a rough year, and I've blocked out and said nothing about him before I wanted it to die. But without a doubt, MTG Headquarters / Unsleeved Media has made my life hell this whole year with his unnecessary videos and tweets about me and other members of the Magic community.
That's the other thing, right? That's something that he missed, or something that he kind of like went over, skipped over, and something that Dankula will also just like, you know, kind of skip over. Is she also said, me and others, not just her. She wasn't just talking about he was harassing me. She was talking about like the videos and tweets he made about the community in general. That's the other stuff that bothered her, right? He was like making the community just the worst place in general with all his takes. Jeremy ain't the only conservative dude who still is into the Magic community. And yeah, they complain. They complain about a lot of the woke shit that happens in Magic. But how many of those dudes got banned like he did? How many of those dudes were just basically riled up a hate mob to just come at them like he did? It was just Jeremy, and there's a reason for that.
Pretty bold. That tweet is got a couple hundred retweets, got 1,000 favorites. Except, let me point something out. I made one video about her that I can remember 6 months ago. She wants you to believe this was a slow burn for 6 months. And that has, in some ways, some continuous targeted harassment, leading her to quit the game.
No, she said her and everybody else. She said me and others. She didn't just mean her. And also that one video, nigga, you gotta downplay it. Because here's the thing. If he just made the video and it got deleted, okay, you know, it's kind of wild. But in the video that he made, he also like added her Twitter handle. So that means that when he put the video out, no doubt it tweeted it. You know, he no doubt it when he was drunk. He put this shit, he tweeted it out to Twitter. She would have been notified about this video that he put out, right? So it's like, he's like going over, he's kind of skipping certain details, right? And trying to make it like this one video that got made a long time ago was the only reason for this. It is not. Chocolate Bar 999, thanks for the $5. Bro, your work on the LOLCOW award clips was stellar. The fact that Jersh asked a filthy weeb like you shows he's changing. That's right. He's opening his heart just bit by bit. He's anti-Grinch maxing.
It's a false narrative. This is BS. She goes on later to say she's going through a rough breakup, blah, 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 blah. I think we all know that maybe that's why. I'm pretty willing to bet that she will be back. And with a bigger Patreon than ever, because
nope, she was gone. She left. She ain't like you. She ain't like you, Jeremy, where she left and she came back with another grift, another scheme. No, she left. She went to med school and she never came back. She may have like participated with the community and other times like that, but she never came back as like a cosplayer just living off her Patreon or any of that shit anymore. She moved on with her life.
She's playing so many people. It is absolutely hilarious. Then we see literally every major creator out there, completely unself-aware, talking about me being some kind of serial harasser because I made a video 6 months ago and one tweet like 2 months ago saying I didn't care that she was going to be at a GP or something.
Bro, that was not the only reason. Like, he pretends. This is the reason why I had to like point this out in my video, is because Quartering to this day he pretends like the reason why he got booted from the community was because he talked about one cosplayer one time. It's like, no, dude. It was like all year long you were picking fights and they eventually got tired of it.
Like totally
like even after you put out that video on Christine Sprinkle, they still gave you like another half year to like stop being an asshole. Like you never learned. You never learned your lesson, bro. You kept pushing it. Because let's be honest, that's what I honestly believe that he probably thought he could get away with it for a little bit longer, but I actually think he really did want a reaction like this, right? Because he was looking for his own SJW dragons to slay. He wanted his own version of Gamergate. That's what Magicgate was supposed to be, although it never really took off like that. Magicgate, he tried to push it, right? He tried to push the story. He tried to push the story to Stormfront. You know, the unironic neo-Nazi website. You know, they say so many things. Kiwi Farms is a Nazi website. Stormfront is an actual Nazi website, and he tried to present the story to them, and they wouldn't pick it up because they saw it was bullshit. It's like, what, bro? There's no cabal of pedophiles in the Magic community. It's like one dude that, you know, this isn't like a story we could publish, right? So that's what he was hoping, and he ended up playing with fire a little bit too much. Kino Noir 64, thank you for the 4.99 pounds. We going to get an Ethan, Ralph, or Dick Masterson video. The Maddox video is a good place to start for Dax. Oh yeah, I got some stuff for Dick, and I got some sector shit. I'm trying not to be so sector. I'm saying I don't want to be so sector centric. There will be sector content because, you know, I'm addicted to it. That's the thing about the sector, is that once you get into it, you kind of can't stay away. It's kind of a disease. It's kind of like crack. The sector is kind of like crack, right? It's like, I understand why Matthew Vickers could never stay away once he got into this game, because it does things to you.
Legitimate critique, my opinion, something I'm totally within my rights to have.
What the fuck was that?
Something I'm totally within my rights to have.
He brushes it and it still looks like shit. He literally has a brush for his beard. It still looks unkempt. He still looks like a caveman.
I know that many people watching this video already have their minds made up, but to those of you who aren't mindless drone hive mind people from Reddit who are mass flagging my videos and mass flagging my Twitter accounts and leaving reviews, mass review bombing my account.
The sector is more like bath salts. True.
I know that most people are not that dumb. And we have Tolarian Community College publicly posting, jumping on the dog pile saying, I was afraid. No, he said, no one has made me more miserable than that man. He has spread more vile lies and attacks. I've lost sleep, had panic attacks. Despite the unending harassment and attacks from MTG HQ, I was always afraid to speak up, but no longer. It is like literally the definition of crying out in pain as you strike me. You are sicking a hate mob on me. You know that's what you're doing, and you're trying to play the victim while doing it. Oh, by the way, this is the same guy that I literally uploaded a 20-minute video like 2 weeks ago talking about what a great man he is. Is that how you define unending harassment, Brian? My video expressing what a great man I think you are? Is that our compliments also harassment? And then we have, of course, the Manosaurus getting in. This is a man that I went out of my way to publish a video of solidarity because I know he was going through a tough time. Well, that doesn't mean anything. I'm just a terrible man.
Look, bro. Look, man. You can't just say, I'm sorry. He's talking about, well, you know what? I put this video out saying, I'm sorry. Or I put this video out saying, just showing solidarity. You can't just do that, but then continue the same behavior that like started the bad blood. You have to change behavior too. But you see, when Jeremy gets drunk, he kind of forgets that he's supposed to be a good boy who made good with people. Do you know how many, I pointed this out in last stream, that Jeremy Hambley has deleted more tweets in like his entire Twitter career than most people have and will ever tweet in their entire life. It's like, it's over. I think it's like it's either high 4 digits or low 5 digits amounts of tweets he's deleted. And I'm not just counting, it's probably not that high, but it is 4-digit range, right? And I'm not counting like accounts that got deleted, like tweets that he actually deletes all the time, constantly. It was such an annoying thing in my video where I would go and I would look for a tweet that he made and it would just be gone. And it's not that the account was deleted, right? It was coming from the same account, coming from the same Twitter handle. He just deleted it, right? He gets drunk and he just goes off like a madman, like he's fucking Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or some shit. And then when he sobers up in the morning, he deletes it all. And he wants you to just forget what happened. This is another thing that happened between him and Review Tech USA when they were having their beef. Yes, Rich absolutely did start that fight, but Jeremy would also get super duper fucking drunk and just like be tweeting out foul shit at Rich. That was pretty funny, but he did do that. And then when he sobered up, he would delete them later, right? And then he would get upset when Rich would bring up these tweets that he made at him, right? So you can't just say, I'm sorry. Okay, dude, you're doing the same shit that you were having to apologize for. So it doesn't really make things better. Let's see. Shadow Ban Benny, thank you for the €2. Happy New Year, Mikey and chat. Happy New Year to you too. Kino Noir 64, thank you for another 4.99 pounds. What are your thoughts on the casino? Seem like a crossover would be great at some point. I think they're quality entertainment, right? They're some of the only streamers that I actually watch, because I don't really like, I won't say I don't fuck with streamers, like I hate them on a conceptual level. But I find most streamers boring. I find most of them uninteresting. So it's cool. It's cool to like have guys who are like, who stream, well, I say regularly. They don't stream regularly. These niggas go on vacation like 20 times a year. It's actually insane. But they go on they stream regularly enough, and it's nice to have some good entertainment for once.
Man, this is a tactic of his.
Like I used to be a fan. I used to be a fan of Godwinson. But Godwinson has this habit of just like disappearing for like months, like years, and then he'll come back and he'll do like 1 4-hour stream, and then he'll vanish into the ether again, right? In the casino, they vanish a lot, right? But they aren't like Godwinson. They're like they aren't an absentee father. They're just a negligent one.
Applies to him. I don't want to be a dick, but he made a video wishing you well yesterday. He replies, this is a tactic of his. He's tried to reach out many times after he does something vile. Baloney. This is obviously just another.
That's literally what you do all the time. You do it now. You do it up until like this year. Well, I guess technically he hasn't done it this year. I mean, he will undoubtedly do it this year too. But you've been doing this like your whole time you've been on the internet, bro. That's 100% true.
Hilarious lie, then immediately goes back on his promise and attacks us again. This is so he can use those videos to claim the victim. But make no mistake, he hasn't once kept that promise.
This sounds like something that a woman said, but then again, we are talking about a bunch of woke niggas from Magic the Gathering, so I could believe a man just said that. But yeah, that is literally what he does, like word for word. That's his plan. That's his strat. Just play. He is a cry bully. Or at least he has cry bully tendencies. He's less of a cry bully. See, this is something that, this is why the sector isn't completely bad for you, right? Blood sports isn't completely bad for you, because a lot of that cry bully shit kind of, some of it went away after 2018 because the sector bullied him so much. Like Medicare and Keemstar specifically bullied him so hard that he kind of stopped being like a cry bully who kept looking for fights because he got his ass clapped too hard on stream, right? Now, he kept doing it gradually over the years, but he became, I don't know, it was a lot easier for him to be an asshole with the Magic community than it was with the sector and blood sports community. He couldn't play that shit. He couldn't big dog over there.
I mean,
King Capresi, thank you for the $5. You ought to do a John Finley part 2 now that Murphy is finally ripping CDs after 5 years, not to mention his failed run from mayor. Once a couple more material happens, I will revisit John Finley, my first video for a lot of you who've seen it already. I still consider that's still my favorite video. I've ever made, and not just for nostalgia sake. It's like, it's the most positive video I've ever made too. It's the only video where I made a video on a subject where I was actually very positive about them and I wanted them to succeed and do well in life. And I'm glad that he is. I'm glad that he's finally doing it. Big 2026 is going to be John Finley's year. Y'all just wait and see.
You have to be kidding me. If you look at Wedge's timeline today, it is literally...
John Finley is gonna single-handedly make Pine Bluff great again.
Nonstop attacks on me. And I haven't said anything back. I believe I have responded early to a few things. But again, these people are so disconnected from reality. They legitimately think they're not doing exactly what they're accusing me of doing. Okay? Compare literally every major YouTube.
Oh, yes, he did get punched in the back of the head. Well, that's what he claims, right? Again, I said this in my video. His story simply does not add up, right? It's like, okay, this dude. So a dude in a dress. Number one. So according to your story, a dude in a dress came up to you, asked you, "Are you Jeremy Hambley?" You said, "Yeah," extended your hand, and he started viciously beating your ass without prompt. And this dude didn't get arrested. He didn't get kicked out of the bar, even though apparently he like broke glass. He like broke property at the bar, literally causing property damage at somebody, destroying somebody's private property, and he assaulted you. Didn't get arrested, right? You're just suing him. You didn't press charges or anything. Okay. Also, even if that's true, this dude in a dress who like assaulted you randomly at this bar, you're like 6'5", 6'6", and you didn't just beat his ass back? Is a dude in a dress who's like way shorter than you? Was he really that scary? Yeah, so anyway, he is that guy, yes.
YouTuber and magic personality. A large...
That's another thing that humbled him. See, if that story is true, getting punched in the face because you were talking shit on the internet also does a lot to... Well, that's another reason why I don't actually completely believe, because if that was 100% true, if Jeremy did get his ass beat because he was talking shit about some other dude on the internet, he would have stopped doing it, but he never stopped doing that. That's why I don't completely believe that story.
Portion of Reddit, all attacking me over a 24 or 48 hour span, nonstop, calling my cell phone, sending my personal cell phone picture or texts, sending me vile emails. Here, look at this. Let me show you this. Let me show.
Let's see how vile this is, guys. Let's see how evil what he's being sent, guys.
What actual harassment looks like, okay? Not one video 6 months ago.
Yes, Garfield's Bizarre Adventure. EVS was in fact the dude who raised the fundraiser for quartering. In fact, let me see. It was on Indiegogo, wasn't it? Indiegogo, Jeremy Hambley. Let's see. Oh, he's got multiple. Of course he does. Let's see. We got one for exclusively game. Maybe it was for Kickstarter. I don't know. Which was it for? Jeremy Hambley assaulted Indiegogo. Maybe I gotta look for the quartering. Oh, maybe I gotta look for Gen Con. I gotta look for it. Is that it? No. Maybe I gotta look for the quartering. I don't know. Shit. The quartering. Or was it on Kickstarter? Oh, it was on GoFundMe. Okay, never mind. No wonder I'm being stupid. GoFundMe. There it is. See? Look at this. Justice for Hambley by Ethan Van Sciver. Yeah, Ethan, he did that for him. And let's see. Beloved YouTuber and Magic the Gathering Superman. You can tell that Ethan Van Sciver wrote this. Jeremy Hambley was viciously assaulted at Gen Con in Indianapolis on the morning of August 2nd. Jeremy, also known as the quartering, was standing outside of a bar when he was approached, asked to identify himself, and then suddenly attacked, beaten, while his attacker yelled, I'll fucking kill you," over and over. See, now I don't remember that part. I don't know. I don't remember that part. I feel like EVS was embellishing a little bit. Either that or that's what Jeremy told him. This was political violence. No, it was not. It was not political violence. It was because Jeremy called this dude a pedophile. And the bro was like, no, I do not fuck kids. I might fuck you up in real life, though. The perpetrator has been identified and will be arrested shortly. No, he was not, because Jeremy lied about filing a police report. Very weird. If he had been assaulted, you would think he would have been able to do that immediately. But but Jeremy lacks the means to sue him in a civil court. And we feel money shouldn't be the reason Jeremy shouldn't be the we feel money shouldn't be the reason. Jeremy shouldn't be the reason. Okay. EVS. Very weird error to put in this thing. His attacker isn't punished to the fullest extent of the law. If you believe extremists who call normal people Nazis in order to justify acts of violence against them deserve to be brought to justice and wish to contribute to Jeremy's legal fund, here is your opportunity. So yeah, he raised over 30K. This was a complete waste of money. Also, I don't understand. Again, this was around the time when Jeremy, remember this time when Jeremy got on that stream with Coach Red Pill and it was like, net, I have like low 7 figures. So you had net low 7s, but you didn't have enough money to fund yourself a lawsuit against the dude who assaulted you. Jeremy lacks the means to sue him in a civil court. Was he a millionaire or not? Are you rich or not, Jeremy? It's, he's just, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the term? Anyway, I'll think about it later. But yeah, Ethan Van Sciver did that for Jeremy. Eventually, he would tell Ethan doesn't really fuck with the quartering anymore because the quartering said some shit about Comic Skate, which was true. What he said about it was true, which was that Comic Skate was just sinking into drama when it should have been just about making comics and getting them to people on time. But EVS didn't like that. So he told, he saw Jeremy as ungrateful. So he told him to kick rocks and to go grift somewhere else, which was also true. It was basically, it was Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man. It was two broke homeless niggas calling each other broke ass niggas, basically. Dread XC, thanks for the $5. I found your channel from a Nicholas Diorio stream, and I've been binging all your vids since. Great stuff, man. Can't wait to see more. Hey, no problem. There will be more. Have no doubt about that.
Calling you a grifter, which I stand by. This is what actual harassment.
What'd he say? Hold on, let's go back.
Here, look at this. Let me show you this. Let me show you what actual harassment looks like, okay? Not one video 6 months ago calling you a grifter, which I stand by. This is what actual harassment.
Every time he calls somebody a grifter, so like him calling Christine Sprinkle in general a grifter back then, you were begging for Patreon bucks and crying for support just like she was, bro. Like, what are you were in no position to call. You were just jealous. You were just jealous she was better at it than you. She got more Patreon donos than you, and it made you so mad, right? That you weren't like a cute girl who could just play dress up and people would throw money at you. It made you green with envy.
Looks like, and guess what?
And also she wouldn't give you a crumb either. That also made you.
The dog park today. I've got bowling tonight, and I'm gonna have crock pot macaroni for dinner. Life goes on. But I opened my email nonetheless this morning, and I see, YouTube channel. Okay, let
me look at this. Let's see. Unboxing, review video, Lindsay Shepard. Hold on. Let's see. Top 10 savage moments. Sargon of Akkad versus Thomas Smith. I remember that. Sargon fucked that nigga up. Fucks Thomas Smith up. That dude was actually like a spurg. He couldn't handle it. That was Sargon's version of when Nick Fuentes was like, hold on.
See what's in here.
Sorry about that. But yeah, the Sargon versus Thomas Smith debate was Sargon's version of when Nick Fuentes debated that one college club president when he was still a college student before he dropped out, right? That was his version where he just went against this spurg, this pseudo-intellectual, and he just like dunked on him and made himself look like a genius. It was that. See, man, this is a blast of the past, this email chain.
Here, from Andrew Swan, okay? Have you considered dying in an oil fire? That would be a popular video. No, Andrew, I actually haven't considered that. Maybe down the line.
Wait, is that it? Is that it, nigga? Wait, hold up. This is the vile, bro, I've had groypers like say way worse shit to me, and I just laugh it off. Have you considered dying in an oil fire? Really?
fire. That
I
would
don't know. Maybe for a Magic the Gathering dude, this was like mad. This was some crazy banter, right? This was some foul stuff. I don't know.
popular video. No, Andrew, I actually haven't considered that. Maybe down the line. Let's see. I wake up to 1 million notifications on Facebook. Let's see what's on here. Actually, I could probably refresh it. There's probably more. 1 star, talentless. Will garner more cheers from his removal in the community than literally any piece of content he's ever created. A bully.
That's true.
Shit talker, misogynist. An overall horrible person. Constantly harasses members of the community and calls for his fans, by the way, to do the same. He has driven dozens of people to talk out about him and how he treats others. His content is terrible.
That's true. You have done those. You have done those things. I don't know about the call for his fans. I don't know. He has done some nudge, wink, wink shit, but he hasn't done like an actual like he's basically done what he's claiming a lot of the other people would do, where he's like, you're just inciting the hate mob. Jeremy has like incited people to join in on like talking shit about other people. He has done that 100%. Baez was right. Thank you for the $4.99. Can you make a longer video specifically on the Nick Ali situation? I feel like there's so much more you can dig into that you left out. Maybe in a future Fuentes video I make this year.
Jeff Holland, a misogynist idiot that feels the need to alt-right his way to fame by being an outsider troll. Poor white guy, racist much? Trying to get famous on the backs of alt-right thought mentality.
You see, now that dude, that's a guy who's just like, I don't know. That's just a performative, progressive male. You got to be careful around dudes like this. Guys like this, because you can tell this dude is white, right? You tell this is a white dude who sent him this. Stay away from guys like that. The guys who talk like this when they themselves are white, they are dangerous.
Lying, threatening physical abuse, and sexual violence.
You know what? That guy might have been a troll, because that almost sounds like too much.
Show me the receipts. Show me the receipts.
Yeah, that's not true. Threatening physical abuse and sexual violence. Yeah, he never did that. Jeremy doesn't have the balls to like actually threaten somebody with physical violence. Like a dude in a dress literally, allegedly punched him in the head and he didn't do anything.
This goes on and on. We have Jeff Hoogland a few days ago starting it all. Why hasn't this player been DCI banned yet for his harassment on social media? Literally publishing one video calling Mark Rosewater a ridiculous moron for using a Twitter poll as evidence for harassment is somehow also harassment. Critiquing a terrible scientific methodology to proving something as complicated as harassment is somehow harassment. I did not at the guy in the video. I didn't send it to him. I didn't tell anyone to contact him.
You did do that to Christine Sprinkle, though. You literally added her. That was the only time. Dude, that was the only time where I can remember him like adding somebody in the community specifically. It was his worst. That is his worst Magic the Gathering related video, right? It was the only time he added somebody.
But yet, I should probably be DCI banned because I dared to critique Mark Rosewater's claim that something like 70%.
You know what? No, granted, you know, you're right, Danny Cool. He did at least train to fight Review Tech USA. Granted, he does have like a 7-inch reach height advantage against Rich, a massive reach advantage, a massive weight advantage probably too. You probably either Rich would have had to gain weight or Quartering would have had to lose some for the weight for it to be. Well, no, Rich was fat enough. They probably still would have been about the same weight regardless. But no, he did at least train to beat up Rich. But I don't know if that's impressive because who would be afraid to fight Review Tech USA?
Of you were sexual harassers. That's the poll.
Honestly, I feel like it would have been a trading. Nick Fuentes, fucking 5'6" ass, could probably beat up Rich.
He shared, by the way.
Rich only got like 2 inches on Nick anyway.
The head of research and development shared that poll. And I invite you to go watch this video on my other channel. And if you could disagree with anything I say, I'm all ears. These people, they are making, I'm not even going to give credence to a lot of the absurdities. They're saying I was going to bring a gun to GP Vegas. Never said that. They're taking pictures of my legally owned guns and then changing the text on them and sending them to Wizards. These are the people.
Oh, that was a mistake. Hold up. Okay, so about the gun thing. Again, I said this in my video. It's not a big deal. It's nobody's business what you do with your guns so long as you aren't threatening people with them or saying you're going to bring them to a tournament or some shit like that. It's none of their business. But look, bro, you know how people in your community are. You know what your reputation in the community was. You know you get drunk and you act like an abrasive asshole and shit. And now you're flashing your guns talking about how, oh, you just wish that one of those protesters in Milwaukee that they'll pull up on you so you can, and you can do that. You know, it's not illegal for you to say, I wish somebody would put me in a self-defense situation. But you know what that looks like.
That are claiming to be against harassment. Okay.
Jeremy pretends like he doesn't understand optics this whole time. Like, you know exactly why people were saying the things they were saying about you, dude.
Just look at what they're doing to me right now. Now, I'm no victim by my
Why did you make this whole video was about you being a victim? This is an I'm a victim ass video, bro.
definition, but certainly by theirs. If a single video 6 months ago critiquing somebody is cause for all of this harm, then what would you say by their definition they're doing to me right now? Meanwhile, I produce videos talking about how good they are, how good of people they are, and I stand by those.
No. You don't do that. You do not do. You can like try to save face by like saying how good somebody is, but then you talk shit about them once you get online or you get on social media, bro. Like, don't be too. That actually makes people dislike you more. If you were just consistent, that'd be one thing. But the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde shit, that pisses people off more because it makes you look like you're some bipolar piece of shit, right?
Only one producing videos of the big 3 or 4 trying to protect local game stores. I'm the only one of the videos people out there making videos without people having to beg them for months about cardstock quality. I'm the only one that genuinely cares about the community in the content that I produce.
What? Man, that's insane. That's such a narcissistic thing to say. I'm the only person in the Magic the Gathering community who cares about it. Okay, did you care about it when you took $30,000 from people to make some bullshit app that was badly designed, badly coded, the maintenance was ass, it was full of bugs, it didn't even release properly, right? Did you care about them then? Was that caring for the Magic the Gathering community, setting $30,000 on a business scheme on fire? Is that what caring for the Magic community looks like?
These guys are phonies, okay? And I don't care if I lose thousands of subscribers because the ones that will stay know what's up. I'm not going anywhere. You can't bully me away. Go ahead and ban my DCI number.
They literally bullied him away. They actually bullied him from like being a Magic the Gathering content creator. They successfully did that.
I guess I'll never be a pro Magic player, but I'll know that everybody who watches this video is either going to be intellectually dishonest and say that what they're doing to me is somehow justified or not entirely worse than a single critique video months ago, or they're going to see just...
Was it a critique video that you made on Christine Sprinkle? Was it? I mean, I guess you were critiquing her, but it's not what I would call a critique video. It was more like a Gunnar Seethe session where you were just ranting about this woman who had more Patreon subscribers, Patreon donators than you.
How unbelievable the levels of hypocrisy are amongst the anointed ones in the Magic community. And I'm okay. I'm doing fine. I hope you're all doing well. I'm not going anywhere.
All right, so he did go somewhere. He was done. This isn't the last video. He would make more videos, right? He would make more videos, but he would be, you know, what's the last video he made? 3 years ago, right? So he kept at it irregularly. It wasn't like back in the old days, right? And he made another video, 1 year anniversary of Sprinklegate, where he tried to bullshit about why he left the channel behind. Here we have I abandoned this channel? The answer is yes. He did abandon this channel. He just gave up because there was no point. He wasn't making money. He no longer had promo material. He had no access to tournaments. People inside. Here's the real big thing. Here's the real big problem for Unsleeved Media. Even if he didn't get the promo material, even if he didn't have access to tournaments, that'd be one thing if people inside the community fucked with him. But they didn't. People inside the Magic the Gathering community, if they didn't outright dislike him, they just thought he was too toxic to even be affiliated with, right? He's kind of like he is to the Magic the Gathering community what somebody like Nick Fuentes is to the mainstream GOP, where they know of him. But even the people who don't outright disavow him will just be like, nah, we don't want anything to do with you, bro. Just like, don't even, just keep your distance. And that was the main reason why he couldn't come back, because what can you do? What can you do when you don't get any promotional material and you can't go to tournaments and nobody in the community fucks with you? So you can't even like do collabs or shit like that. So it was dead in the water. And that was the end of Unsleeved Media. So he did basically get bullied out of doing that. Anyway, on to Dankula. Before we do this, before we get to Count Dankula, I want to make this very clear. I do not hate Count Dankula. I actually like, I don't like a lot of his content. I'm not gonna lie and pretend like I've been watching Dankula, like I've been binging his content and shit over the years. I haven't. Last video I watched from his that was from beginning to end was a couple years ago. But hey, whatever. He's definitely a step above the quartering. He's gotten some chuckles out of me. I've been engrossed by a couple videos he's made. So I don't have a whole lot of harsh words to say about Dankula. But this video where he's going to come to the defense, he's about to come to the defense of Jeremy Hambley, it did not age well. And it's 8 years ago, so we can forget. It can be forgiven. Almost a decade ago, things changed, and optically, Jeremy was in his corner. Jeremy was his boy. More importantly, Jeremy. No, what the fuck? That is not. Where is he? Where's the comment? Damn, it's supposed to be that. Oh, hey, look, there goes Magic. There goes Jeremy. Damn, dude, thank you so much for shedding some light on the madness. Now get on episode 2 of The Joy of Dankening, please. Hold on. Where is Sargon? Sargon is down here, bro. I can't find his comment. Maybe if I look him up. There he is. Watch out, ladies. Jeremy is an edgy boy online. Be warned. Jeremy was in he was Sargon's boy, which also meant that he was Dankula's boy, right? It was just, I was friends. It's less that Dankula was friends with Quartering and more that Quartering was friends with Sargon, who was friends with Dankula. So they had to connect, and Dankula felt moved. He felt like he had to set the record straight, quote unquote, for Jeremy here. So we're going to get to it. Shadow Band Benny, thank you for the €2. Jeremy is a prime example about why gatekeeping is needed. Indeed.
Everyone should probably have looked this.
Okay.
I know a lot of you might be aware of all the drama that's going on in the Magic the Gathering community in regards to Jeremy of Unsleeved Media being accused of harassment by Magic the Gathering cosplayer Christine Spankle. Christine Spankle announced that she was quitting the Magic the Gathering cosplay community due to what she claimed to be 2 years of harassment from Jeremy of Unsleeved Media. This lit a bit of a...
That's not exactly what she claimed. She didn't exactly claim to 2 years of harassment. It was more like she claimed 2 years of him harassing her and the rest of the community. Like, she meant everybody. She meant everybody in the Magic. She meant a bunch of people in the Magic community, not just her.
Monster fire in the community, and it started a little bit of a Me Too campaign with other people coming forward with further allegations of apparent harassment from Jeremy. At the same time, they were all encouraging harassment towards Jeremy. But there's something important in this.
Is it harassment or isn't it? Like, come on, I know I'm already pausing too much, but is it harassment or is it not? You can't just say that when it happens to other people, it's not a big deal, but when it happens to me, then it's harassment. Either it's harassment or it's not.
Situation that is extremely groundbreaking. Something that everyone...
I don't know, he showed us the shit that was getting sent to him, and it didn't seem like that big of a deal. It seemed like some basic trolling or concern trolling type shit.
Should probably have looked into before they jumped on the bandwagon. It was all a big fucking lie.
I haven't watched this video, by the way. I only watched a little bit of the beginning. So how it's going to be a lie, maybe he's going to turn me on to something. Maybe there's something that I missed, right, that I should have put in the doc. We'll see. He is good with his research, Dankula, so maybe.
I should have thought that through. This all initially started with Spankle accusing Jeremy of 2 years of prolonged harassment against her, which is her reason for why she left the community. And
again, that's not exactly what she said. She didn't say specifically 2 years of harassment against me. As in, he was tweeting about her every day. She wasn't saying I was the Brie Larson for Quartering. She didn't say shit like that, right? She said, again, She meant generally speaking for the community.
A lot of the sensible people in the community did the obvious thing where they said, well, can you provide any evidence of this? Which is a perfectly reasonable thing to ask, but most of the people from the other side responded with,
listen and believe.
And then after being put under more and more pressure to come forward with some actual fucking evidence, they eventually did. Kind of. Most of it was dogshit garbage that didn't actually prove any of the original claims, so what I'm going to do is focus on Talarian's video, because out of everyone, Talarian was the one that had the most evidence in his video and presented it in the most concise manner. First piece of evidence.
The latest thing that set me off on Patreon is a female cosplayer in the Magic community crying on her video asking for money. Let's be...
Hold up. I gotta do it. I gotta pull it up. Because there's no way, dude. There's no... The fact that he would even say some shit like that. A female cosplayer crying. Oh, who would do such a thing? What type of person? What type of person would get on... let's see. What was it? 4+ years. That's what it was called, right? There it is. What type of person? What type of person would get on here and cry to everybody for Patreon donations? Who would do that?
2012, I uploaded my first MTG video on YouTube. Now, 4 years later, more than 4 years later, and 820 more videos, I'm still here, producing content with the same dream of being able to do this as at least a part-time job. If you've been following my Facebook or Twitter, you'll know that I've been doing a lot of thinking about my YouTube career lately, and while we've accomplished so much together, I've never felt stronger that now is the time to poop or get off the pot. For the past year, I've been running myself ragged, trying to run a business as well as YouTube.
Running himself ragged.
Full-time. And while it's been worth every long night, it's unlikely I can continue this pace much longer. I'm just so tired all the time. I love this community.
What are you tired? Like, what does he always mean? He's always talking about he's so tired. He's on fumes. He works so hard. You make slop, nigga. This is another thing that Review Tech USA does. Granted, Jeremy does. He's more prolific, at least, than Rich was. He actually commits to doing the 5, 6, 7 videos a day type shit. But what are you doing that's like working you to death so hard?
I love this community more than anything. And I feel that love reciprocated in the comments, on stream, what you guys say on Facebook, Twitter, or when I see you out in public. Now, I wish I'd done a lot of things differently. I wish I was friendlier with other Magic YouTube channels. I wish YouTube ad revenue wasn't less now than it was a year ago.
He's literally been complaining about ad revenue forever. Was this video? No, I think this actually was around the adpocalypse, so, you know, maybe. But no, he's been complaining about the same shit forever.
But I can't change any of that, really. What I can say is that I've been here, producing regular Magic the Gathering content for over 4 years. And that's something. Now, you may have heard of me talk about my...
Is it? I mean, what is it really? 4 years of talking about a trading card game for... I mean, I guess it is effort, right? But it's like, within that time, he would do... I think it was a year ago, actually. It was a year ago he would launch, or he would start fundraising for Game Finder. So he's talking like he hasn't gotten anything out of the community. You got at least $30,000 to try and launch an app that failed. So you mean that's something.
Patreon for several.
You got way more out of the community than the majority of people did.
The truth is, the support I'm receiving on my Patreon is literally the only reason I can spend the amount of time I do now on these YouTube videos. A few months ago, I promised better content, more diverse content. And I think I've delivered on that. What I so desperately want now is the chance to take my channel to the next level. What that means is allowing the channel to take over some of my day job. Normally, I try to keep 2 to 3 clients. That allows me to pay the bills, save for retirement.
Will that really take your... Man, look at these. He's had the raccoon eyes forever, dude. It's like a decade. People were talking about Jeremy's been looking ghostly lately. Jeremy's been looking like a zombie lately. He's looked like this forever. The only thing different is that he had more hair back then. That's the only difference. He's looked like this forever. Who said something? It was Henry E44. When was the first time he was under attack? It was literally almost 20 years ago, 18 years ago. He made a video. I said it in my documentary. When he had Be Your Own IT, he literally called it a sad, pathetic cry for help from me. And he was just begging for support for his dying business that was Be Your Own IT, that he somehow, through a miracle, managed to upsell for 1,000 times what it was worth to some sucker.
And
so yeah, he's been crying for I'm under attacking forever.
Keep Colt and my other pets full of chew toys and play mice. And that's about all the time I can commit, really, without diluting the product. What I would like to do is comfortably go down to one client. I've done the math, and one client is basically like my emergency fund that will pay my bills and no frills, anything else. But I just, I can't risk it all entirely. I thought long and hard about the math and have laid out some very manageable goals over the next few months to possibly achieve this. Trust is an important thing here, and there's really no more room for ego. I am coming to you 100% asking for your help with a promise of better, more interesting content. I'm hopeful that the continuous improvement in my content quality...
His content has literally always been slop. I've said this 1,000 times, and it's never not been true. His content has literally always been of the exact same caliber from day one, right? I say Be Your Own IT was probably his best content because, well, no. It was the only content he ever made that was actually useful to people, sort of, kind of. Because even though it was given basic-ass tech advice, he was at least doing something, right? Like that video he made, that clip he put out where he tried to advise pedophiles about how, you should probably hide your files before you take them in to IT professionals because you don't want them seeing that shit, dude. That's an invasion of privacy. That actually did help quite a few people, man. Right? So his content, though, has been pretty much slop the entire time he's been on YouTube. It hasn't changed in quality at all.
Over the past few months is an indication to you that I'm 100% ready to put in even more work. I just need your help to do it. I feel like we've achieved adequate corporate sponsorship. In fact, I would say I'm probably spending too much time on sponsored type videos. It's a necessary evil, as things are now, to help fund all the awesome things that I want to do.
Of course, it's necessary evil. Of course, it's a necessary evil. The sponsorships, everything's a necessary evil for this dude when it comes to money.
And things like I'm doing right now with Michael Cthulhu, which I think you're going to see coming out in June, that I've never been more excited for a new video to come out than this. You backing even $1 or $2 goes so much further than YouTube ad revenue ever could. It would allow me to bring in more people for videos, as you've seen me do with EDH content, use better graphics, as you've seen me do in my most recent videos, better editing skills, and more interesting products and video types, and so much more. Remember, I'm not asking you for something for nothing. As a patron, regardless of the amount, I work for you.
Sure, but yeah, who would dare? Who would dare?
Cosplayer in the Magic community crying on our video asking for money.
Who would do such a thing? What Magic player, what member of the Magic community would come up here and beg for money from their audience? Who would do that?
Let's be very clear here. One, if she wasn't a good-looking girl, the support would be about 5%.
He's so jealous, bro. He's so mad. He's so mad that he couldn't get as much Patreon money as some fucking attractive woman. It pissed him off.
What it really is. And two, if she wasn't also crying, same thing holds true. If I said it better in a tweet, but basically, if you are an average-looking woman or any man...
Now let's see. Cosplay is dumb. Playing dress up is not work. This is also my personal feed, and I share my personal thoughts. Cosplay is at it again, delivering high quality. It makes sense. This guy does a pretty good job cosplaying a card. Man, that's not seething at all. He's not mad at all, guys, about this woman making that much money. It's funny though. He says all this shit about cosplay. He says all this shit about how cosplay is dumb. Playing dress up is not work. This is my personal feed and I share my personal thoughts. Cosplay is at it again. He hates cosplay so much. But for some reason, he didn't have anything to say about Melanie Mac. He didn't have anything to say about her cosplaying. Oh, look at her. Look at Melanie Mac over here with her with her Sailor Moon cosplay, with her Dragon Ball Z cosplay. He didn't mind it then. What happened, Jeremy?
You would not have garnered hundreds of patrons overnight.
That's just harsh criticism. It's also fucking true.
Serial virtue signaler and...
yeah, it's true. Obviously, it's true. She wouldn't have gotten as many Patreon dollars if she wasn't like an attractive woman who was crying for him. But at the same time, he did the same thing. It's not a big deal. It's a pot calling the kettle black, and the pot is really fucking jealous of just how much water is in the kettle.
And crying for Patreon dollars, cosplayer Sia Sprinkle Run posted yesterday, allow messages to my Facebook page again, question my life choices immediately. Sprinkle is a pro cosplayer. You know she's a professional cosplayer by the fact that she has to solicit
Patreon dollars and then cry in her Patreon video to get loser beta cucks to give her money. But you know what? Fuck these people that think she has any sexual interest in them. Just give her.
I wonder would he say this about the people who donate money to Melanie Mack? Because I feel like there's this dude who was donating like 4 figures to Melanie Mack like every month, right? There's this dude who was just he was just pay pigging hard for Melanie Mack. I don't know if I don't think Jeremy would ever call that dude a white knight or a beta cuck.
Money? Give her your money, and don't you dare objectify her.
That's just harsh criticism towards the girl's attitude when it comes to doing what she does.
It is.
I don't think Dankula was aware. I don't think Dankula was aware of that video that Jeremy made like literally a year before this. Jeremy made his begging for Patreon donos video before Christy Sprinkle did hers. I don't think he was aware of that,
like
though.
An all-time white knight gold rush for these losers that think they have any real chance at penetrating this woman. So much burning rage that I recorded a Patreon video crying and begging fucking losers for their money. Oh yeah, you're such a hero. Sprinkle, you're such a hero.
This is him kind of calling you out for using your looks and people's emotions to try and get money. Like, I'm sorry, but I agree with him there. You shouldn't.
Wait, hold on. Like, I don't understand. I really don't get why this is such a big deal, right? I don't understand why it's such a big deal for, like, attractive women to use the fact that they're attractive to make money. Like, what's the difference between somebody doing that and, I don't know, a model or some shit like that? A woman who, I don't know, what... Shit, I actually forgot what they were called because it's been so long. It's basically boomer porn, but Playboy Bunny, right? Like, what about them? Women have been doing this. This is just a thing women do. It's like, does Dankula not remember booth babes at, like, gaming conventions and shit? That used to be a big thing. This is basically just... It's basically just internet modeling. I don't understand what's the big deal about it.
Pull on people's heartstrings to try and e-beg unless you absolutely...
I mean, at the end of the day, these women wouldn't make money if it wasn't for simps who throw money at them. So who cares?
Fucking need it. When it came to me doing my fundraiser, I had to get persuaded into it because I really, really didn't want to do it. But then I was presented with the excellent argument of, do you want to look like a little bit of an e-beggar or possibly spend a year in prison? That convinced me.
Okay, that's a completely different situation though, Dankula. Like you were actually in some dire times. You actually, unlike Jeremy with that dude who allegedly punched him in a dress at a bar, you actually needed that money to stay out of jail, stay out of prison or whatever. That was completely different. And also, you were very reluctant to beg for money from your audience. Jeremy don't know nothing about that. You may think that he's like, see, Dankula was probably convinced that Jeremy was like him, that Jeremy was also like an anti-grifter type of guy. Jeremy's not the type of guy to try and like, you know, beg from his audience or scam his audience or do anything like that. He was unaware. He was unaware when he made this video. Dankula made this video out of ignorance and just unnecessary charity towards Jeremy.
It's very unfair to say that if an ugly woman e-begs and a pretty woman e-begs...
Yes, Sargon convinced him. Sargon whispered some some sweet nothings into Dankula's ear and told him that this was a good idea. Look, you gotta come to Jeremy's defense, man. I swear, he has a good case.
That we all know who would get more money.
And I talked to some people about the cosplay thing. I think cosplay is great. It's great. It's not really a service, in my opinion. It's someone who likes to play dress up. I think a lot of people see this fat material, in my opinion, when I start looking at some of this cosplay.
You're just kind of...
dress up. I think a lot of people see this fat material, in my opinion.
Bro, that's such a... He's so telling on himself when he says shit like that. I think that is just fat material. I would never just like see... Even when I see, you know, because you do see some bad bitches you go to like conventions. You do see them, right? But still, I don't just see it as fat material. That's so weird. That's such a weird thing to instantly go to. Like, you just see an attractive... Do you even go to the beach? Have you ever seen an attractive woman in a swimsuit at the beach? Is that goon material to you too?
When I start looking at some of this cosplay, I start having to say, like, I feel a little movement down in my pantaloons. And I'm like, I see why people could like cosplay.
That's again a true statement.
This is the dude who joined Melanie Mac in Rageaholic and Razor Fist against the Goonergate niggas, right? This was the dude who was anti-Goonergate.
Cosplay is easily the most sexualized area of nerd culture. The pretty ones get the attention and all the money.
I don't think so, Dankula. I think the most sexualized part of nerd culture is all the scantily clad women in all the games and anime and old comics and shit. I think that's the most, like, all the cosplay. Women can only cosplay as sexy characters that already exist. So,
same as those boobies.
If you say that a woman is too sexualized by dressing up as Lara Croft, well, that's just because Lara Croft was designed to be sexy. So,
streamers on Twitter. But I'm not mad at them for it. If I had a giant rack and a nice ass, I would be doing the exact same thing and robbing all you gullible motherfuckers of your money.
Exactly.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. But there was a small thing that I do actually really want to point out about what Talarian said.
Do you really think that her inbox doesn't fill up with hate, that she doesn't get the same death and rape threats that you are on the receiving end of now?
I've already...
hold on. The same death and rape? Okay, so here's the thing. I 100% believe that Jeremy got more death threats. I think that they're both, like, they were both being histrionic. Both her and Christine Sprinkle were being histrionic about the amount of hate that they got. But I do believe that Jeremy got more death threats. I don't think he got that many rape threats. I got a feeling. I got a feeling that Jeremy maybe didn't get a whole lot of rape threats as Christine did. Maybe he did. There's probably one or two there. I don't think there were that many, though.
I went over this point before when I did a video on that gold digger, Aquila, obviously, but see, when it comes to death threats and rape threats, Jeremy did not tell people to do that. He has absolutely no power over what his audience will do. Say that you made a video on me, Talarian, and in exchange I ended up getting a bunch of death and rape threats, when that totally wasn't your intention at all, but it still happened because of the video that you made. That wouldn't in any way be your fault. Just the same as it's not Jeremy's fault that happened to Sprankle, despite what Jeremy thinks of Sprankle. He absolutely disavowed.
I mean, again, you can say Jeremy didn't, like, deliberately verbatim tell his audience to do that. He did at her Twitter handle. He literally put at C Sprinkle, not even in the description of the video, but in the title, right? And that's I don't know, that's a little much. That's a little excessive.
Use any rape or death threats that she gets. He does not want her to be getting those type of threats. Like you said yourself in your video, you're a critic.
See, the problem with this video is fundamentally Dankula has decided, well, maybe he's been talked into trying to defend the actions of a retarded drunken man, right? Because that's what Jeremy was when he made that video. He was a dumb drunk who shouldn't have been. I don't know. I don't even know how he's able to even work equipment or get on stream or whatever when he's drunk, but somehow he does. I feel like his wife should just turn off all of his shit when he starts drinking too much, and then that would stop stuff like this from happening. But this is the job. He's trying to defend the actions of a dumb, drunken man, and that's just like, you can't do that, bro.
Jeremy is also a critic. He just does it in a lot edgier way that you don't like. But at the end of the day, neither of you have any control over what your audience will do when you criticise something to them. So it seems that the safest way to actually avoid death and rape threats and all that other type of shit is to just not criticise anything.
Oh, Mr. EC is me. Sorry for missing your super chat. Thanks for the £2. Just Googled the Be Your Own IT and it is offline. Yeah.
Ever. Which obviously
the website isn't a thing anymore. I had to use Wayback Machine for that. Also, there are almost no videos connected to Jeremy on the internet anymore. You can probably find one or two if you use the Wayback Machines and you have the right link. But generally speaking, he did a good job of scrubbing that away.
Isn't a sensible solution because that would shut down half the channels on YouTube.
Are actions such as this ones that are...
Honestly, Jeremy wiping away. Oh, look at this little Pepe that Jeremy stole from one of the anti-SJW niggas he was following. Jeremy scrubbing all of that content that he made on Be Your Own IT away was actually a pretty bad thing for him, because what it did now is the only content of his that really exists now that still circulates is that one clip he made about helping pedophiles hide their content before they submit it to some before they submit their equipment to some IT techs, right? That's the only clip of his that exists now. So people think, oh, was your Be Your Own IT channel, was it just full of videos like this? And it wasn't. It really wasn't. It was just boring, basic tech advice. But now, I don't know, you deleted everything, and that's one of the only pieces that survives. So people just think that's what it was full of.
Intentionally whipping your followers up into an aggressive frenzy. Yes, everyone who creates
Yo, what's up, Desperately Italian?
Content is going to get harsh attacks, but are you adding fuel to the fire by saying that this war is coming, that we should never give in to anyone being upset, and they block you and trying to escape, but that will never stop?
This kid has no credit, keeps talking shit. I'll tell you what next to that. We're both at I'll come seek you out. What? See, this is obviously, this has drunk text written all over it. This kid has no credit, keeps talking shit. I'll tell you what, next time we're both at blank, I'll come seek you out. Okay, so some kid was talking shit to him, and he was saying next time we're at an event or wherever. See, I should have put this in the video too. I wish there was more context, and I would have put it in there. I would have put it in there. But no, it was tons of tweets like this. And just because you wake up the next day and delete them doesn't mean that nobody saved them or remember that you tweeted it out, Jeremy. And people save this shit and they remember that it happened, and it starts to build up.
You from going after them. What exactly is the goal with this?
From what I can actually see in those tweets, it doesn't look like he's encouraging his followers to harass anyone. It looks like he's more relishing in the fact that he's hated by the community. Talarian, I used to like...
I mean, dude, that's a really bad, like, side for some dude who wanted to stick around. Like, relishing in the hate, relishing in the fact that you keep poking the beehive and pissing people off. Like, I don't understand why Jeremy cried so much about being banned. When it's like, bro, you were basically asking for it. Towards, like, the end, you were basically asking to get banned from the community.
Thank you, man, but this whole video's starting to seem really, really fake. It seems to me like the way you're presenting yourself just now and the way that you've made this video.
Oh no, Jeremy is never going to become an Ethan Ralph because he's too much of a pussy. See, when Ralph gets drunk, he gets braver. Jeremy has fake liquid courage. Jeremy is an online warrior. See, he was never going to, this thing right here, this tweet right here, he was never, this kid could be literally 11. Jeremy and his 6'5", 6'6" ass would have never went to see this kid. He's too much of a bitch.
He will never stop.
Those hated by the community.
100%. Ralph would 100%, if he was drunk, he would 100% go and look for a kid to beat his ass. He would 100% try and do something like that.
Talarian, I used to like you, man, but this whole video's starting to seem really, really fake. It seems to me like the way you're presenting yourself just now.
I don't know. Talarian is actually showing some pretty good receipts here. Well, he's not showing receipts about the things he's saying specifically, but he's showing receipts that Jeremy was a consistent asshole in the community who was picking fights and starting shit for literally no reason.
In the way that you've made this video, you've kind of tried to make it look as if you're coming from an area of good faith when it's kind of obvious that you're just trying your hardest to virtue signal for what you feel is the righteous side. There's a lot of misrepresentation in your video and it's actually starting to feel extremely dishonest. And it is known that you do have a bias because you're friends with this girl.
No. Well, of course he has a bias. Like, I don't hate, here's one thing I really hate. I've said this, somebody said this before, not a lot, because a lot of people like the fact that I'm just like obviously biased when I tell stories about shit, because I still present the facts. I don't lie. If there's a receipt, then I'm going to show the receipt. I'm not going to like lie or even lie by omission or anything like that. So it doesn't matter. But I hate this idea that you have to be non-biased in order to portray a story. It's like, if I was in this dude's position, of course I'm gonna like portray Jeremy as a piece of shit and I'm gonna talk shit about him because that's what I know him as. I know him as a shit stirrer. I know him as a dude who goes after people that I like and talk shit about him when he gets drunk for no reason. So of course I'm gonna present it that way. What the fuck? I gotta like present him in a positive light or a neutral light just because that's fair to him? Fuck him.
We're not using any new artwork for you.
Classic Liliana then. I can't blame you. Why mess with perfection?
But anyway, moving on.
So, like I said, I had my beef with him in the past, but it's to the point.
That was where Jeremy wishes he was in that situation, by the way. Jeremy wishes.
I can't blame you.
Jeremy wishes that Christine was on the other side of the table from him.
Why mess with perfection?
But anyway, moving on.
So, like I said, I had my beef with him in the past, but it's to the point that people have almost fucking died in the MTG community by being bullied. That harshly.
Yes, they have literally died from tweets. Of course they have. I mean, look, everyone who gets mean tweets are just dropping like flies. Look at all the MTG content creators that fell off the face of the planet because somebody said a mean word to them.
Again, that's true. I've yet to see anybody hospitalised by a tweet.
I was reacting to a crazy statement by a huge member of this community. Loading Ready Run's frontman, Graham, saying that women can't deal with comments as mean comments because they don't have penises. And that I was supposed to be ashamed I was born with a penis. And I should be thankful that I have this genital.
Henry E44, have you gone over quartering throwing his nerd-rotted cross over in depth? No, I haven't, though.
To make me stronger against mean comments on the internet.
But that isn't what Graham...
That could be a future, that could be some material we do in a future leftover quartering stuff stream.
Graham said. At all. That is a misrepresentation of that argument that you had with him. And people who didn't see that argument are going to go by that claim from you.
Hold on. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
To make me ashamed I was born with a penis. And I should be thankful that I have this genital to make me stronger against mean comments on the internet.
Oh yeah, that's another drunk video.
That isn't what Graham said. At all. That is a misrepresentation of that argument that you had with him. And people who didn't see that argument are going to go by...
Dude, look at these fucking titles. Hold on, excuse me. Hey, Gaylord, buy magic cards, cause icons. Kick out sick magic players, gross. Let's see. Jimmy Wong says many of my fans are toxic, and look at these thumbnails. He's literally been doing this style of content forever, dude. And like he gets upset when he gets the reaction he gets for it. Like, of course you will, dude. What were you thinking?
Claim from you. Shouldn't you at least be accurate in what you say?
That may be the case in this instance. I'm not 100% clued up on this.
Oh, I don't have kids. I couldn't handle that. I got other noisy things in the house, though.
Exact event, so I'm not going to attack or defend anyone on either side. But see if people in your audience just want to take absolutely everything that you say at face value and then do no further research themselves, well then that's their choice if they want to be fucking stupid. I expect the same thing from everybody that watches me. Don't just believe everything that I say. Research it, and if I'm wrong, tell me that I'm fucking wrong. Before I decided to weigh into this, I watched videos on both sides and looked at the evidence on both sides.
Did you watch this video? Did you watch this video right here? This video, 4+ years of MTG YouTubing. It's time. Did you watch this? Did you watch this video? Oh wow, look at that. I might have to save that. I might have to save that for a future video. That might be a future thumbnail for something. A future thumbnail for a video or a stream. I don't think you watched everything, Quartering. I mean, Danger. I don't think you watched everything.
Conclusion, and I would advise anyone to do the exact same thing in every scenario. I'm not going to be held responsible if you want to be stupid.
Publicly shaming these people and posting their names on the internet is, something that's totally fine.
But don't you feel that behavior such as taking a photo of just a random person, a woman at a GP, and then sending it out to all of those followers with an arrow pointing at...
He's so fucking creepy with he's been creep posting about women for over a decade, dude. Well, not over a decade. When was this video made? Almost a decade. It probably has, actually no. No, he has been doing this over a decade of creep posting about women.
Her, mocking her, saying you don't like that she's there. She's obviously there with her boyfriend or just a bystander, to this person you don't even know who she is.
Oh no, oh my God, dude. I wouldn't even Sargon. Oh my God, he copied Sargon's. Oh my God, I can't believe he did that. I wasn't aware of this. See, this is something I should have watched. I should have watched this Dankula video before I made the vid. I should have put this in the doc, because this is two things. One, more evidence of why he got booted out of the community. You're talking about shit like this, right? I wouldn't even rape you. Number two, it shows how much of he really did regard Sargon as his daddy. He really copied Sargon's most infamous bar, the "I wouldn't even rape you" line. The line that ironically would get Sargon consistently raped when he tried to like run his political campaign. Literally the line that haunted Sargon for years kind of still haunts him in a way, right? Like there's still people, if you ask anybody, any politician, what they think about Carl Benjamin, the "I wouldn't even rape you" line he said to Jess Phillips still comes up, right? He really said that. He really took that and said it to somebody else in the Magic community. And then he wonders why they fucking hated him. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yes.
To be honest, at Magic events, that actually is really fucking annoying. He was just simply showing an example of annoying behaviour at a Magic event.
Bro, alright, look, Dankula, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, but now you kind of glazing, dude. You kind of like dick riding, bro. Like at a certain, you gotta understand where these Magic the Gathering niggas are coming from when they keep talking about why they don't like Jeremy here, bro. You're kind of giving him a little bit too much leeway, dude.
He said in the original tweet,
this is sweet. You're sweeping a little too hard, bro.
Tweet that started the thread that he loves the ladies of Magic. He was just showing an example of some annoying fucking behaviour. And from everything that
what was she doing besides just like standing next to her boyfriend? Like what was she doing that was annoying? Was she like talking loudly? Right? Was she ruining the games? Right? Was she saying how much she hates Magic, how much everybody at the event stank? Like, what was she doing that was annoying aside being a woman who was in Jeremy's presence?
Seen so far, I still haven't seen any actual evidence where he is harassing Sprankle or encouraging violence or rape threats or anything like that towards her.
All right, look, the rape threats, okay. But, you know, the harassment, again, you know, I actually do agree with that. I do believe the whole harassment talk, this whole thing, everybody on all sides has been histrionic. But it's like, I don't understand. You have to, it should be very obvious to you now why people in the Magic community wanted this dude gone.
I'm just simply not seeing 2 years of harassment here. All I'm really seeing is him being edgy and mocking people while he criticises them and everyone being a bunch of fucking pussies about it.
Dude, look, man. Look, dude, this isn't the fucking internet. Look, Dankula. This isn't, again, this video, it was 8 years ago. So this is like super old news. I'm sure maybe he's changed. Well, maybe he hasn't because he was on the show. He was on Quartering Stream not too long ago. But look, dude, when you're on the internet and you're an edgelord, which Dankula is, he's an edgy boy. Sargon is an edgy boy. I'm an edgy boy. So, you know, I understand where he's coming from. But this isn't a community of edgy boys. This is a community of just nerdy people who like they don't really like enjoy the blood sport shit. They don't really enjoy, they don't get the Kekistan memes. And when you're just a drunken, obnoxious asshole all the time and you go like picking fights with people, then yeah, people are gonna get tired of you and they're gonna want you gone because you're ruining the vibe, bro. He's killing the vibe and he was scaring the hoes, which is really the greatest offense. You can tolerate a vibe killer from time to time, but a vibe killer who's also scaring hoes, that's unacceptable, dude.
Being edgy and mocking people while he criticises them.
There aren't that many hoes in these sorts of nerd communities anyway, and just having dudes who just run them off, that's just, nobody wants a guy like that around.
And everyone being a bunch of fucking pussies about it.
A tweet, not to you or at you, that just says, what is Antifa? I don't know what that is. I don't even know what that is. I don't want to know. But
see, look how like out of the loop this dude is.
Just says, what is Antifa? I don't know what that is. I don't even know what that is. I don't want to.
He doesn't even know what the fuck Antifa is. That's how out of the loop he is with this internet shit, right? He's just a dude who probably outside when he's not doing Magic the community shit, he's just like, he works a regular job. He's just a regular guy. And he doesn't understand. He doesn't get why Jeremy acts the way he does. I don't understand, Jeremy. I don't know why. Why does he flip out? Why does he do all these Pepe? He keeps posting all these frog memes and I hear stuff about Gamergate. What is that? I just want him to stop making the edgy jokes and getting drunk and talking bad about like female cosplayers and stuff like that. I just want him to stop.
No, but
it's just regular nerds in this community who wants Jeremy to stop doing the things that he did. And he didn't, so he got banned. It was literally the natural process, the natural conclusion to Jeremy not stopping after everybody warned him, hey man, you're stinking up the place, chill out. And he didn't.
She's just asking that question. And your response is, she's a terrorist. And You literally, to all of your followers, declared her to be such. Do you feel that's a fair thing to send out at another person? Is that criticism or is that an attack?
I find it curious that, I don't know what's going on here, but certainly.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you about how he was looking for his own SJW dragons to slay? Like constantly he was looking for his chance to just basically do what Sargon was doing. What Sargon and the other skeptics were doing, except Sargon and the other skeptics weren't doing it in like a community that they were part of, right? They were doing it to bedroom feminists and Antifa people and people who they weren't a part of, right? They weren't doing any of that. The moment that the skeptics started getting into infighting, that community basically imploded on itself, right? And this is basically, I don't know, you can't just start flinging shit. It's one thing to fling shit at somebody from across the road. You really shouldn't fling it at somebody who's sitting in the same room as you. Because even if you hit the target, now everything stinks.
This does read as possibly someone who works for Wizards of the Coast is interested in, at the very minimum, learning more about Antifa.
I completely agree with you in this bit. Just because someone asks about Antifa on Twitter doesn't mean they actually want to join Antifa, so Jeremy did misrepresent that.
Okay, see, even in this video, even in this sweet video, Dankula's like, I mean, well, he was wrong there, but, you know, still.
There, so I completely agree. I'll give you that one.
I'm not familiar with this person.
Yeah, he wanted his own Francesca Ramsey. That's what he wanted to. He wanted his own. He wanted to get in his own little arc. Or he wanted to get that one bitch who tried to sue Sargon and he won. Something Aaliyah Keys or something. He wanted a situation like that, and instead all that happened is he got banned.
I mean, the red mohawk tells me everything I need to know, but we'll see here.
I genuinely don't see anything wrong with that. Well, he made an underhanded comment about someone's stupid fucking hairstyle. Everybody does that. That's basic as fuck. I have a stupid fucking hairstyle.
Dankula doesn't get it because he's coming at this from the perspective of just an outsider, and it doesn't like internalize in Dankula's mind that Jeremy is doing this with a community he is quote unquote a part of, right? Like he's starting fights in his own house, basically. He's starting fires in his own house, and people are getting tired of having to put him out, basically. Is what it came down to.
And before what hair?
This is 100% about virtue signaling.
See, if he was a dude who wasn't part of the community, if he wasn't a dude who was taking money from the community, going to events, you know, literally he made his money off of doing shit like this. Not full time, right? But a lot of his money came from actually being a part of the community and making content with them. If he was just some dude who occasionally just played Magic, that will be one thing, but it's not. He's like deeply embedded into the Magic the Gathering community, and there are certain rules you have to abide by, right? There are certain ethics you have to adhere to when you're around your own people.
This is all this is. And if you want to really get down to the numbers,
Aquila, that's what it was. Her name was the woman who tried to sue Sargon over some, I think it was like copyright, right? It was something like that. She basically tried to Dark Viper AU him, and Sargon won, right? He won, he beat her ass. I think it was actually pretty important. I actually think that moment was pretty important for content creation, right? Because it was like it wasn't seen as a landmark fair use case like the H3 case against that one parkour nigga was, but it did prove a couple things. So yeah.
What does the LGBTQI LMNOP population represent? Less than 1% of Magic players?
Virtue signaling is annoying as fuck. He's not being anti-LGBT or anything when he says that. I agree with his statement. Virtue signaling is fucking annoying.
We get to immediately. Hate speech! Yes, everybody's favorite
I see you, Golasaur.
catch-all term for words we don't like.
I don't really need to tell any of you my opinion on hate speech, do I?
I know when I walk into game stores, they're...
But look, Dankula, they don't feel that way. Like, who is this video for? Because if this video is for, like... This video was for the skeptics who were gonna watch it, for Dankula's general audience, they already agree anyway because at this point, Jeremy was seen as one of Sargon's good friends. And if somebody's a good friend of Sargon and Dankula, Dankula's audience is automatically going to take that person's side and like them. If this was a video for people within the Magic the Gathering community, well, look, dude, they just have like a different value system than you when it comes to this shit.
Literally raping women in there. It's like, I mean, I'm used to it now. I just walk by and there's rapes happening everywhere. And like, it's normal. It's normal, right? So hopefully they can stop all the rapes.
He's just being sarcastic and calling out all the usual over-exaggerated bullshit that you always see in far-left media. Again, I'm still not seeing the harassment here.
When you laugh with these...
What? I think he has a... Whoa, what the fuck? What is that?
Hundreds of thousands of followers and retweet things like this that they send you. You're encouraging them to keep doing this sort of thing, to...
Oh, wait, what was he doing? He's retweeting these.
Send these types of things my way and Wedge's way.
Mocking memes. Really, you're upset by mocking memes.
Yes, dude. Of course he would be upset. Dude, this isn't like some dude who browses 4chan all the time, Dankula. This is a dude with a regular job off the internet and a family, and some dudes are like posting, they're like photoshopping his head onto some gay gimp and making like male preg jokes about him and shit. And Jeremy, who, you know, Jeremy was talking about how he was he tried to mend the bridge, right? He tried to make an apology video. But then you go and you either post shit like this or you retweet it, and it's like, well, what is this guy supposed to say?
My way and Wedge's.
What is he supposed to say when he sees stuff like this?
Way.
Mocking memes. Really, you're upset by mocking memes.
I know it was all meant as a joke, but when someone such as yourself creates a private Facebook group that you then...
It's like these arguments do not work with normies, Dankula. This is what he doesn't understand. Like, Magic the Gathering is filled with nerdy normies, and they don't understand this edgy niche internet shit that quartering is on.
Publicly invite your viewers into, and in it,
I really need some trolls for the YouTube Q&A on Thursday. Drinks on me if you have the stones to ask one of my questions. Oh, hey, Wedge, I have IBS too. How do you not work but manage to fly 5 hours to Vegas in a plane where there's zero chance you fit in the bathroom? Or like, I was curious how both you balance having 4-year degrees and the depth incurred with them and you don't work. Hold on, what is this? Or like, I was curious how both of you balance having 4-year degrees and the debt incurred with them, and you don't work. Man, that's that hasn't aged well. How both of you balance having 4-year degrees and debt incurred with them, and you don't work. I mean, Jeremy, you do work. And you incurred a debt that's probably way bigger than what this guy has.
You offer rewards for people attending one of Wedge's panels at GP Vegas where they can...
IBS does not stand for Internet Blood Sports, by the way.
Ask him
it's the other type of IBS.
Humiliating questions about his weight. You just thought it was funny and blowing off some steam with friends, but you were sending this out to all of your followers.
Again, I find that completely fair. There was no guarantee that even though Jeremy might have just been joking when he posted those posts, that someone wouldn't have actually taken it seriously and then actually walked up to the event and trolled Wedge with questions. Someone could very easily have done that, so yeah, that's fine. I'll grant you that one. But this event seems to be the only thing so far that could possibly come close to harassment, even though harassment's supposed to be a period of several points of unwanted contact, but in this instance it seems to just be a prank that was planned at an event. Which, yeah, might have been a shitty thing, but it doesn't actually qualify as harassment. And another thing as well is...
So the entire basis of this video is just to disprove that Jeremy was harassing people, which I agree. I agree with that because my definition of harassment isn't just like being mean. It isn't just like being an asshole, right? So that isn't, so I agree with him on that basis, but this isn't, I don't know, it kind of ignores the core reason about why everybody hated Jeremy and why they kicked him out in the first place. It wasn't just because, the harassment shit really derailed the whole discussion about why people didn't like Jeremy in the Magic the Gathering community and why he had to go. And that's the reason why Jeremy always goes with that angle whenever he's explaining things, because it gives him the ability to just sweep all the other shit under the rug.
Even if it did qualify as harassment, it's not in any way aimed at Sprankles, is it? Now, the reason I actually chose this video is because it is the biggest source of all of the apparent evidence against Jeremy, but it seems that there was only a few instances.
No, you don't have to watch the first part, the first quartering stuff stream. This isn't like, I don't know, it's all old shit that we're just talking about. It's just stuff I couldn't put in the video for one reason or another, and we're just talking about it right now. So you can watch them in any order.
In there that actually related to anything that, you know, they want to call harassment towards Sprankles. It seems that there was a few tiny things at the start of the video, and then the other 85% of it was just going off on a complete tangent about stuff that Jeremy had apparently said about other YouTubers in the Magic area. Now, the thing that really puzzles me the most about this, right, is Talarian's video was very clearly a group project, because all of this only happened on Friday, and there is absolutely no way that Talarian somehow managed to pour through all of Jeremy's videos on all of his YouTube accounts and poured through all of his tweets on all of his Twitter accounts on his own. So he had people helping him, sourcing all of the good bits and all the juicy stuff to actually put into the video. And despite that huge group effort and gathering all of that evidence together, still no evidence of 2 years of harassment against Sprankle. And Talarian, you can act all saddened and meek and, oh, I hate to do this, but in the video, I see right through your fucking bullshit, man. See if you had that many people working with you to gather all that stuff.
Why is he going so hard against Talarian? Like, what is Talarian really? Talarian is just trying to prove, is just trying to present a case. Well, if he's trying to present a case of harassment, a normie probably would think that Talarian's video is very good because, you know, normies, they would see Jeremy's video, right? They would just see Jeremy's video that he made about Christine Sprankle, and that would be enough for them. That would be enough for them to think, oh yeah, this dude is a weird, creepy fuck, right? Now, for us who have a looser definition of what harassment like actually is, or I would rather say we have a stricter definition, right? A stricter definition about what counts as harassment. It's not enough for us. But even then, the case that he's making about Jeremy just being an asshole who's been badgering his community for years until they got sick of his bullshit, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
You yourself would have questioned, like, even though...
Also, why is this video called Thought Magic? It's just occurring to me because we're like halfway through this bitch and he's only talked about Christine Sprankle a little bit. He's barely talked about her, right?
Found all the shit of him being an edgy boy online and pissing people off. There isn't quite enough here to prove Sprankle's original claims, you know, the ones that lit.
Also, the entire thesis he's made for the video is wrong because, again, Sprankle didn't say specifically that he has been harassing just her. She said the community. She said me and people I know.
This fucking dumpster fire. You're trying to act like you're coming from an area of good faith here and I'm doing what's best for the community, but you're not.
This is kind of a bad faith video. I'm be honest. I mean, I'm sure, but no, I feel like this video actually is pretty bad faith because Dankula is like, he fundamentally, like the tweet itself, what Sprankle said, she didn't even say exactly the thing that Dankula is saying that she said. Maybe he's just going off what Jeremy or Sargon said that she said. But you know, this is like fundamentally the thesis for this video is flawed.
You got a group of people to find all the bad shit on Jeremy and obviously completely ignored everything that would exonerate him because you didn't fucking find anything. You're trying to act like you're being a little bit unbiased and you're doing this for Jeremy's own good. No,
again, who gives a fuck about being unbiased? If I don't like a nigga, I'm gonna like try and fuck with him. I'm gonna try and fuck him over. Yo, fuck you. Fuck being fair. You wouldn't be fair to me if the shoe was on the other foot, nigga. What I gotta be nice to you for? Did Christine actually do anything wrong? It seems like she just wanted to cosplay and make a few bucks off of her interest. No, that's literally all she did. Literally all she did was just like be a cosplayer who asked for Patreon donations. And honestly, if this was like 5-7 years later, I said 5-7 because if I said the other number next to 7, some of you niggas in chat would start showing out. But if she just did what she did a couple years later after OnlyFans happened, she could have just been a safe for work OnlyFans cosplayer and she would have made way more money and gotten way less shit for it because nobody would have given a fuck. But it's what year is this? 2017? It's late 2017, right? And somebody asking for Patreon dollars for basically anything because people were very big anti-grifters. Like, the reason why we have so many insane grifters these days is because you can just get away with asking your audience for money all the time. Like what I'm doing right now, I'm not even asking. See, this is what I didn't even say it, and you're still doing it in chat. I didn't even say it. Look what you're doing. Just the chat is ruined now. But no, even back in the day, what I'm doing right now, where I'm just letting you guys donate. Some people, if this was 10 years ago, some people would call me an e-beggar. Some people will call me a grifter. I'm not even asking you guys for super chats. But the fact that I'm letting you guys give me money would just be considered like grifter shit. So back then, Christine just asking for some dollars for being a cosplayer was considered grifting. And even back then, it was a bad argument because, again, Jeremy literally did the exact same thing a year before she did it.
You're not. You're shaking his hand while stabbing him in the back with the other. The fake persona in your video isn't fooling me, because we all know you've got a bias.
MTG cosplayer and friend of the channel, friend of mine, Christine Sprankle.
But despite all of that, the only two things I seen in all of that evidence that did kind of make me raise an
Good on him. Good on him for standing up for his friend and fucking over Jeremy Hambley. The fuck I gotta be fair for.
Eyebrow and agree with you in some way was the time.
The fuck I look like giving a nigga I don't like a fair shake. Why would I do that? Why would I try and be fair to people I don't like and that I know are assholes? Of course I'm gonna shit on you. Like, there are people, heck, groypers in my comment section of my documentary on Nick. Like, you're biased. You aren't even giving up. Yes, nigga, I am biased. And I'm gonna be even meaner when I do the new documentary on him in 2026. Cause fuck Nick Fuentes. He's a piece of shit. I really should have been even meaner in my first documentary. I'm gonna make up for it this time.
Where he conflated a woman asking about Antifa to wanting to join Antifa, and when he was making those Facebook posts that could possibly have resulted in people going up and trolling Wedge at one of the Magic events. But even though I agree with you on those things have nothing to do with Sprankles. The only other things that you showed were tweets, where no one was added in the tweet, so it wasn't directed at anyone, clips from live streams that were presented just on his own channel, and clips from videos that were just presented on his own channel. So that basically means that even though he created media where he critiqued someone or made fun of them or acted like an edgy boy, this wasn't sent to anyone or directed at anyone. He wasn't communicating these things directly to that person, which would possibly qualify as...
Now look, bro. Now this is just retarded. Now look, I posted this thing. You know, I took your face and I put it over a photo of a big fat ugly nigga in a gimp suit at like some gay leather bar, right? But it's not really me like talking shit because I didn't mean for you to see it. I didn't at you. I didn't at your Twitter handle. So technically that doesn't count. And it's like, even then, this argument doesn't work. Because again, he added the Twitter handle of Christine Sprankle in the video he made about her. So if that's what you count as harassment, if it's not harassment because, oh, he didn't at your Twitter account, he did that to Christine. So I guess he did harass her then.
Harassment.
This is a bad video. I'm sorry, Dankula. This is not aged well. This might be the worst aging video Dankula has ever made.
And he's done a lot over a period of time. He wasn't trying to pressure people into doing anything. He wasn't trying to force them into doing anything. He wasn't trying to force anyone out of the community. He wasn't...
See, this is what you can tell. You can tell that, like, this was maximum Sargon influence in Dankula's career because he made this video. Dankula would go on to do much better things, not necessarily after, you know, because he never disavowed or hated Sargon or anything. But after he started doing his own thing, he started doing way better. Notice how many people, as soon as they left Sargon's orbit, right? They left Don Sargon. You know, they left Mr. Applebee's Employee of the Month. Suddenly they started doing better, right? Crout T started doing better. Has this really cool history ball history channel. Over 1 million subs. Well, I don't think it's 1 million subs, but he gets over 1 million views on his videos. Shoe on Head, doing great. Happily married, channel is thriving. Dankula, over 1 million subs. His videos get crazy good views, right? Look what happens when you get under I forget what the fuck his name was. What the nickname was for Sargon was, right? The Sar Father. No, it was something else, right? Look what happens after you get it from underneath Carl.
Telling people what to do. He wasn't trying to use aggression to...
And this is why all the dudes who Carl gave careers, why those motherfuckers went nowhere. Like, what the fuck is Louis up to now? Maybe V. V is still like a C tier. Islip, maybe he's like semi-relevant. And that's the best you could ask for.
Manipulate people or anything like that, which would be a form of
the stepfather, of course. How could I forget?
Harassment. The only thing that I could see him doing was critiquing people and mocking them on his own platform, but not actually communicating these messages directly to the people in question. And about 85% of the stuff that you've shown was pretty much that. And a lot of it had nothing to fucking do with Sprankles. So what I'm basically trying to say is, how the fuck does any of that?
Dankula had less than 1K subs when he made the Pug video. Oh, wow, really? Jesus. Man, maybe the British police putting that boot on his neck was probably the best thing to ever happen to bro then.
Prove Sprankle's original claim that she was her.
See, it's just like Jeremy getting banned from the Magic community. Okay, well shit, dude. Your life is the best it's ever been because that thing happened.
Harassed for 2 years by Jeremy. That still hasn't been proven, and it's the bullshit that started this entire fucking thing. The only thing that I've seen so far is that Jeremy mocks people, critiques people, and acts like an edgy boy while he does it, and you're all butthurt about it. And you just saw a golden opportunity to finally get your own back. It's very well known that Jeremy really is not liked in the community because of the way he acts. He acts a lot like me. I'm not very well liked either. I think pretty much everyone in the Magic the Gathering community on YouTube.
Let's see. Shadow Ban Benny. Didn't that NDA expire of that hate speech data mine app that all those skeptics promoted? Oh yeah, that was another thing. When I made the doc about quartering, I pointed towards how infighting and all that other shit was the main reason why the skeptic community basically fell apart. And I still hold to that. I still believe that even after that scandal, right, even after they were promoting that fucking gig scam app, that things would have been fine. You know, the drama they had with harmful opinions, trying to, they got on harmful opinions just for telling the truth. The skeptics felt like they didn't want to be so skeptical anymore after harmful opinion decided to come out with the details about Candid, right? I still hold that they could have gotten past that if it wasn't for all the other bullshit that happened, and that it was mainly due to infighting and other drama like that. That was the main reason why the skeptics fell apart.
At some point has ran into Jeremy where he's mocked them or critiqued them or referenced them in a video, and they've got really upset about it. And that's what all of this is about, because there are two type of people. There are those that get called out on their bullshit, take that criticism on board and use it to develop themselves. And there are people that get called out on their bullshit and instead act like a fucking victim. And these people really couldn't deal with Jeremy calling them out on their bullshit, but there was nothing close to harassment. You know, a fat neckbeard can't come out and say, I was harassed, because he would just get laughed at. I still find that quite funny, actually. So what could these people do? What could these people do about this thorn on their side that kept calling them out in their bullshit and kept calling them out in their lies and all the misrepresentation that they did? What could they do to finally get rid of him? Enter Sprankles. Because who the hell could ever...
It's like, oh my god, dude. Like, this is so lame, dude. It was Sprinkle. We had to use Sprinkle as an... First off, Wizards of the Coast is a private company, right? They don't need an excuse. They don't need any reason to ban anybody for anything, right? They can fucking, like, some dude at Wizards of the Coast who's like high enough on the ladder can ban you just because he doesn't like your fucking shoes. It's like, oh, is those fucking Jordans, nigga? Get the fuck out of here. Never come back. He could do that for that reason. They didn't need a reason. They could have banned him, like, at any point, right? Saying that it's because of Christine Sprinkle is like, no, dude.
Think that
it was like, plus again, it was shit all year, dude. It was constant. Like, he was an ape. Jeremy was an ape in 2017, dude. He couldn't be stopped.
You're wrong when you're coming to the aid of a poor, defenseless woman.
Like, they were using Christine Sprinkle as a Trojan horse, bro. Like, they didn't know that she was gonna leave the community so she could go to med school.
Even if that woman is fucking lying. She claimed years of harassment. The only evidence that we've seen is a screenshot of a Reddit post, a few references in some of his videos, and a handful of tweets. That is not years of harassment. That proves fucking nothing.
She said, me and people I know. That's what she meant, the community, bro. She didn't just mean her.
But let's have a look at why Sprankles really did leave the Magic scene, because since nobody can actually provide any evidence of this apparent...
Okay, here we go. It's gonna be, I can already tell. I haven't seen this video again, But I can already tell what this is going to be. This is going to be like when Jeremy was like, oh, and grifter Christine Sprinkle has left, but she's going to be back with a Patreon just as big as ever. And she actually stayed gone, moved on with her career, while Jeremy went on to grift harder than almost anybody else on YouTube has ever grifted before.
Years of harassment. It might have been something else that done it. I wonder what it could be. Wow, would you look at that? Our Patreon really was dwindling, wasn't it? Oh, look! Look what happened when all the drama kicked off. Isn't that strange? That really is a shame, Sprankle, that your Patreon just got all shiny all of a sudden. It really is a shame. Because you said yourself you're actually leaving the Magic the Gathering cosplay community, and that's what your Patreon was for, so I guess you won't be needing it anymore, so you're obviously going to be deleting it, yeah? I heard a few rumours that Sprankle get recently dumped by...
Didn't she? Did she delete it? Let me see. I never checked, actually. Hold on, let me see. Did she delete it? Let's see. I can't see it. Let's see. Let me go to one of these. Maybe they have a link. Maybe there's a link. No, I can't see it. I can't see. No, it looks like she deleted it. Like she actually deleted it. She's like, all right, guys, I'm done. I'm gone. I'm going to move on with my life. And she did. Okay.
By her boyfriend, and that on top of a dwindling Patreon.
Princey55, I think she just like cosplaying and playing MTG. Yeah, I think that's basically what it was. She just wanted to, she always wanted to go to med school and become a nurse or whatever the fuck. But she also liked playing dress up, and she kind of liked playing Magic. So she's like, okay, well, maybe I can make money playing dress up as Magic characters I like, so I can get into med school, and it worked out for her. Good for her. Yeah, you know, in a way, she did get a big boost in Patreon donos, right before she shut it down because of Jeremy. So yeah, way to help her pay for med school, Jeremy.
Probably had her down in the dumps. But what is it that she could do to remedy this situation?
I don't believe all women on principle, but I have no reason to like not believe Christine Sprinkle after everything I saw. It seems like she was just pretty genuine. Maybe she was like a histrionic individual, but then again, she was a woman.
So she came up with a plan. She would be a drama queen and announce her dramatic...
What can you say? It'd just be like that sometimes.
Exit from the Magic the Gathering cosplay community, and on her way out of the door would make up a bunch of lies about years of harassment so that she could take a final swing at a guy that she's always hated because he always called her out on her bullshit. And what that caused in return was all of the white knights and cucks.
What bullshit did he call her out on? What did he do? What did he say? All he did was call her like a grifter for doing what he did but better because she was a woman who could use her looks to get more Patreon bucks than he did. Like, what do you mean? What did he call her out on? It's not like she tried to scam somebody. It's not like she took $30,000 from the community to make some app that died on launch. It's not like she did some bullshit like that.
The Magic.
Did Dankula know about that? Did Dankula know about Game Finder when he made this video? Did he know that Quartering had already burned through $30,000 of other people's money in the Magic community even before this shit went down? Did he know that?
The Gathering movement all surrounding her and filling her Patreon up with all that money. The thought magic is strong! Now, to all of the white knights that have surrounded this girl, despite the fact that she still has not provided any evidence to actually back up these claims, there is some information that you should be aware of. I've actually read every single piece of literature that's actually been created in the entire history of mankind. I've browsed all of Wikipedia and everything onto the internet. I've even went all the way back and read the Dead Sea Scrolls, ancient stone carvings and tablets, and even this ancient manuscript itself, and I'm afraid to tell you that at no point ever in the entirety of human history has a woman slept with a man because he defended her on the internet. Sorry guys, but don't worry, white knights.
You should tell Jeremy that. Jeremy should rewatch this video just for this part. You know, hold up. Actually, here's what I'm probably gonna do. I'm gonna clip this part specifically, and I'm just gonna send it to Jeremy after the stream. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clip this, and then I'm gonna tweet it out with Jeremy's name after the stream.
Sorry guys, but don't worry, white knights. Now that our Patreon's nice and shiny again, don't be surprised if in the next few weeks Sprankle announces her triumphant return to the Magic the Gathering cosplay universe.
Nope. She said that she was gonna leave and, you know, become a nurse or whatever, and she did. So hey, she's a woman of her word.
No,
unlike somebody we know who asks for money and they're gonna say it's gonna be for X purpose, guys. I promise once I get the money, I'm gonna do this, guys. And then he doesn't do the thing he said he was gonna do the money for, right? Do with the money. Yeah, Sprankle actually took the money and then she left and closed out her Patreon and went to do the thing that she wanted to do.
That it's worth her while. You gullible fuckers. I don't really get the whole cosplay thing myself. A lot of girls just cosplay for fun, but the pretty ones always expect to get paid for it. Like, didn't exactly.
That's not really true. That's not really most cosplayers, regardless of how attractive they are, don't have Patreons. They don't have subscribe stars. They don't have OnlyFans. That's a minority.
I'm being pretty, did you? You're just kind of born that way. I don't understand the whole mentality of, I won the genetic lottery. Money, please. But anyway, the thing that has actually been most fantastic about this is how...
Did you guys know that Dankula got divorced?
How hypocritical the Magic the Gathering community have actually become in the wake of this. They all already hated Jeremy, so they just really wanted a reason to kick him out of Magic the Gathering in its entirety, and Sprankle's lies were an amazing way for them to do this. One thing that they probably should have done is actually looked into...
He was going to get kicked out of the community regardless. Honestly, he was really going to get kicked out of the community regardless of whether Christine put out that tweet and left or not. It was always going to happen. It's just that just happened to be by coincidence the straw that broke the camel's back.
Her fucking claim for us to realise that she doesn't actually have any fucking evidence before they back the wrong fucking horse, but they've all realised that they're in too fucking deep now. So instead of just acknowledging, hey, we fucked up, they're instead doubling down. And take to Twitter, guys.
Also, of course, they hated Jeremy. Like, how could you look at all the shit you showed us this in the video, bro? You know why they hated this motherfucker. It wasn't just a coincidence. They weren't just like hating him arbitrarily and shit.
Because I'm having so much fun. Jeremy does criticise people and make fun of them. A lot of people on YouTube do it. I do it. But one thing that me or him have never done is to try and control what people can and can't do or prevent people from doing anything. But the thing that is just about this entire situation is that all of the people in the Magic the Gathering community that are screaming harassment and surrounding Sprankle because, you know, if you protect the cosplayer, she'll touch your penis.
And again, that's another thing we need to send Jeremy, right? So another thing we need to tell Jeremy, bro. Look, man, e-girls won't give you a crumb even if you defend them and you come to their defense and shit.
Screaming harassment. They are now all encouraging each other and other people to harass Jeremy by spamming him on Twitter, flagging and reporting his tweets, flagging and reporting his YouTube videos, trying to get his Facebook taken down, trying to get his Patreon taken down, not realizing...
This is all exceptionally gay. Yeah, we are gonna like just say, yeah, fuck Jeremy. I hope he gets flagged. No, flagging behavior is always bad.
That they themselves have,
with few exceptions, and this ain't one of them,
now become the fucking harassers. It's that whole saying where these are the type of people that will punch you in the face while screaming in agony themselves. It's fucking beautiful.
His ability to post and incite hatred, his ability to abuse anyone and everyone needs to be stopped. Subscribers need to leave his channel, stores need to blacklist him, hateful videos need to be removed, accounts need to be banned. I personally hope that their lawyers do a deep dive into his content.
Lawyers? What the fuck is this dude talking about? See, now if Jeremy was going against people like this, that would be understandable. Because this dude right here, this guy is a faggot. This right here is like, they're lawyers. We need to go after his YouTube. We need to go after his Twitter. We need to go after his Patreon. They need to sick their lawyers on him because he was like this right here. This is lame.
Straws they can grasp for slander or libel or defamation of character. Find some unfair copyrighted material usage, just pummel this guy with legal fees. If YouTube can't or won't stop him from making hateful YouTube videos, then make him financially incapable of producing YouTube videos. If you're following him because you found him early on and you haven't unsubscribed yet, then unsubscribe from him now. If you subscribed at some point to win some booster packs or any of his BS buying subscriber contests that he does, then unsubscribe now. If you have friends that this describes, spread the word for them to unsub. Report every piece of agreement-breaking bullshit he posts, be it on Twitter, YouTube, wherever.
One of the main places that is actively trying to encourage hate against Jeremy is the Magic the Gathering subreddit and also its moderators. Basically, any and all posts that defend Sprankles or are encouraging hatred towards Jeremy all get left up.
Why can't we comment on the recent post about harassment? Update on harassment situation coming later today. Please stop.
But any and
Unsleeved Media's... What was that?
Posts that defend Sprankles or are encouraging hatred towards Jeremy all get left up.
Unsleeved Media's primary harassment video against Christine Sprankle has been removed for harassment and
any
bullying.
and all posts that try to defend Jeremy or actually ask for any evidence immediately get deleted and the user gets banned permanently. I actually got permanently banned.
That's just Reddit though. Like, bro, this is just Reddit people. You can't take what Redditors say to like mean anything like for the rest of the community. Redditors they're barely human. They don't like you can't just take their behavior for how the majority of the community feels.
Banned for posting a comment saying that there was absolutely no evidence to support Sprankle's claims of years of harassment, and I was instantly permanently banned.
This ain't shit compared to what was well, hold on. I was about to say this ain't shit compared to what was going on with Gamergate, but Gamergate actually is kind of better than... Well, look, dude, there's actually another subreddit of Free Magic on Reddit that is basically, it's the anti-Magic TCG subreddit, and you can find a bunch of pro-Jeremy, pro-quartering posts over there. So why didn't you show any of those?
I replied back to the mods and says that it would probably be in their best interest to remove any and all posts relating to this incident, no matter what the post's about. It could be a post that hates or loves Sprankles or a post that hates or loves Jeremy. Just delete absolutely everything, go full scorched earth, and just completely drop this hot potato. And the reply...
Just go to the Free Magic subreddit. It was a thing back then.
The reply that I got from them was fucking spectacular. Again, if you see a post which violates a rule...
Yeah, you could literally just make... He did. There is a dequartering, right? There's a dequartering subreddit. Oh, wait, there's not? Fuck. Did it get banned? Oh, no. Oh, I got confused. No, it's quartering is a Nazi. But no, there is a Free Magic. This is what I was talking about, right? Man, this is from a year ago. Let me see this. So what was the deal with Jeremy Hambone? So what was the deal with Jeremy Hambone / the quartering? I saw a post about the guy earlier and was curious why he was such a controversial figure. I saw a comment about how he exposed the DCI, but I couldn't find anything about this online when I looked the terms up. Can somebody knowledgeable in the situation please help fill me in? Let's see. Started as a semi-well-known MTG channel on Sleeve Media, typical content as far as I'm aware. Blah blah blah. Started some sort of opinion about disliking suggestive cosplayers taking advantage of people. They weren't. Who was Christine Sprankle taking advantage of? Just asking for Patreon donations. I guess Jeremy was taking advantage of people too. Then this caused an uproar on Twitter, causing people to... Okay, this is completely misrepresenting the situation. That is not how that happened. They also closed his MTG account over this. That part is true. Let's see. On the MTG... listen. He got it back. Jeremy exposed there being judges there were on the sex offender registry, and there were... Okay, this is completely... Like, no, that's not what happened. I mean, he did do this. He exposed one judge. He just exposed one judge who was still working with Wizards of the Coast. That was after. This is confusing the timeline. This happened after that. He's actually very milquetoast and boring. Wokes just hate him because he called out a thought. It exposed metal. Okay. Dude. These dudes, they're like kind of like misrepresenting the situation a bit.
Please use the report button to let us know.
Like, even the anti-woke subreddits are still like shit. That's how you know Reddit is cancer.
We do not appreciate your threats, and we will report them to the admins of Reddit if they continue.
Also, you know, free speech, last time I checked, Wizards isn't the government. Yeah, exactly. Is it gay that they just permabanned him? I do think that a permaban was excessive, even though he was begging for some type of ban. But still, they can ban anybody for any reason for as long as they want to. It doesn't matter.
It's...
And honestly, here's the thing. it's arbitrary how they can ban people. It's also arbitrary how they can unban people. It's not an official thing. Like, he could get somebody to unban him if he got cool with somebody who works at Wizards of the Coast.
Congratulations, Mr. Anonymous Mod.
You know, he didn't bring up Jeremy being drunk once in this video. This 30-minute video, he didn't bring up Jeremy being a drunken asshole even one time, even though the alcoholism was a big part of why this happened.
You are officially the biggest pussy I have ever come across in my entire life, and I've seen big
Wait, who's he talking
pussy. Mr. Anonymous Mod, you are officially the biggest pussy I have ever come across in my entire life, and
I mean, that's a Reddit mod. That could be anybody.
I've seen
that's like 90% of Reddit mods, honestly.
Big Red's nudes. You also have to laugh at some of the absolute dog shit that the mods are posting, trying to say that this is in everyone's best interest and we're trying to remain unbiased while failing spectacularly at doing that.
I don't remember anybody ever saying we're trying to be unbiased. I think everybody who was just out of the gate, they were like, fuck Jeremy Hambley, fuck MTG headquarters, fuck Unsleeved Media, get this dude the fuck out of here. I think they were very open about that from the beginning, which I actually appreciate. I appreciate open hostility. It's passive aggressiveness that pisses me off, which is why I can't stand Jeremy, because he's a very passive aggressive guy.
Some of the justifications that the mods were using for a ban.
See, this is why Review Tech, right? Review Tech is better than Jeremy in this one aspect, and that's that while Jeremy is passive aggressive, Rich he'll just go crazy and he'll just go off on somebody. He'll just like hope that you'll die. He'll just call you a piece of shit. He'll just tell you that he'll pick his teeth. He'll pick his teeth with the bones of your career. He'll say some shit like that. Jeremy would never say nothing. He's a passive aggressive bitch.
And was if he simply stated that not all Magic players are like this. Hashtag not all. The ban hammer is locked and loaded. That's fucking gay, mate. The Reddit mods banned people en masse, but allowed posts and comments encouraging hatred towards Jeremy to remain on the subreddit. So the Magic the Gathering subreddit is actively encouraging and is complicit in the hate campaign that's against Jeremy right now. And the thing that just makes this entire shit show so...
Rich isn't scared to have a full-on Spurg meltdown. Exactly. And Rich will have his crash outs and his meltdowns while he's completely sober. Even when Jeremy gets drunk, his first instinct is to be a coward, right? Because again, I've said it multiple times. If that story with Matt Loader is true, and some dude in a dress really did just start punching him in his head out of nowhere in the middle of a bar, the fact that his first instinct wasn't to immediately take this dude who's way shorter than him. Again, Jeremy is 6'5", at least. Feet tall. He probably had almost 100 pounds on this dude. Even if he can't throw a punch, he could have just body slam bro into the fucking floor. His first instinct wasn't to do any of that. It was to run away and wait for somebody to break it up and then try and sue him. That's Jeremy's version of the story, if we're to believe his retelling of it. Jeremy is a coward. Jeremy is a bitch.
Beautiful. This is based on a fucking lie!
Fuck you, bitch.
Oh, wow. That might actually be the worst aging thing in this whole video. Oh, wow. 8 years ago. Again, this video is 8 years old. Yeah, I don't hate Dankula. This ain't a great video. We don't hate Dankula over here. But yeah, that didn't age well.
This is based on a fucking lie!
Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, it's probably funny. He probably thought it was funny when he put it in. He probably doesn't think about this video anymore.
Reddit mods very often get used as case studies for people that have God.
Oh wow, this video has over 1 million views. Quite a few people have seen this. Okay. I wonder what they all... maybe he does still remember this video.
But have you ever seen a Reddit mod in real life? They look like little fucking gimps.
I don't even know. Can Reddit mods even leave their house? I didn't even know that Reddit mods could even leave their doorstep.
See if I ever...
They come off like... Reddit mods come off as the type of creatures who, if directly exposed to sunlight, they start disintegrating.
Actually physically meet a Reddit mod in real life, I'll fuck his wife in front of him. ban this cuck. So even despite all of this evidence that's been presented so far,
assuming a Reddit mod has a wife.
the only things that I can actually really fault Jeremy on is the time where he called that woman out for wanting to join Antifa when she clearly didn't, she just wanted information, and also the time where he tried to arrange for people to go up to Wedge at that event and ask him stupid questions through the microphone. That had potential to go wrong, so I'll grant you that. He shouldn't have done that. But
okay, so even in the whole thing where you're saying Jeremy hasn't encouraged harassment, you got at least 2 examples, 2 minor examples, you know. I also think they're nothing burgers. But even by the definition you set out, okay, Jeremy did 1 or 2 things that sort of kind of... Okay, so he did it. He did it. He's guilty. They were right to give him the boot. They were right to tell him to kick rocks.
Those are really the only things that I can actually fault Jeremy on, and they're not harassment. It's just not harassment. Whereas all of the people that have sided with Sprankle in the Wizards community are actively encouraging a hate campaign against Jeremy. They're trying to get his YouTube...
Well, they aren't all encouraging that. Just like, they're just a couple people who are doing it. You know, just a couple, some gay YouTubers. The dude who Talarian didn't say anything like that. Talarian was actually unnecessarily fair, in my opinion, towards Jeremy, right? He wasn't like me. He wasn't like me who just went completely scorched earth. Fuck this nigga into the earth, right? He wasn't that like that. He was actually very fair to Jeremy. Only a couple people are doing this. It's just Reddit people and that one faggot you showed earlier.
Twitter, Facebook, absolutely every area of his social media and livelihood taken down, all based on a fucking lie because this girl still cannot provide any evidence of 2 years worth of harassment. It seems that...
Even Christine Sprankle didn't encourage a hate mob. She's just like, she was tired of bro. She's probably sitting on how creepy it was in that video for a while, because, you know, I don't know, she's just like, I don't want to be like she's just a woman. But, you know, women, especially like, you know, when they're around, the type of women who gather around nerd communities is, there's certain stuff, they get certain things from every semi-attractive girl that you've ever seen who in nerd communities, they get weird shit from dudes from time to time. And what Jeremy's video about Christine Sprankle was probably a top 5er for her. That was a top 5er that she literally couldn't have not seen because, again, he added her Twitter handle. So she's probably been sick of that dude for over half a year at that point. And so she was just saying adios to the community. So she just said, fuck it. Let me just say my piece and be gone.
The main thing that he does that all of you have a problem with is he calls you out on your bullshit and he makes fun of you while doing so. And you can't handle it. You can't handle...
What's the bullshit? He's just talking shit. He's just trolling. What bullshit is he talking? Is he calling people out on? I'll give him this. I'll say that the Magic Gate thing, the Magic Gate scandal, he tried to push as some major ground-shaking event that was going to fundamentally change everything for Wizards of the Coast. It was going to put them in the dirt because they had a cabal of Diddies, P. Diddies, and Jeffrey Epstein judging their tournaments and shit that went nowhere. I'll give Jeremy that. He has one W because he exposed literally one guy. And you know, that's enough. That's enough for me that's enough for me to give Jeremy one W. He exposed one pedophile in the community. But that was the only time where he successfully called somebody out in their bullshit in the Magic the Gathering community. Everything else was just him picking fights for no reason.
Some mean words. Whereas all of the people that have sided with Sprankle are encouraging a...
Dankula is looking at this too much from a anti-SJW or skeptic YouTuber perspective. And he doesn't understand that people in Wizards in the Magic the Gathering community, which is it's always been pretty left-leaning, that community. I mean, I'm sorry, it just has. It has gotten worse, undeniably. You know, Black Aragon and all that bullshit. But it was what he was doing wasn't trying to impact any sort of positive change in the community. He was just trying to do what all the anti-SJW YouTubers he was watching at the moment were trying to do, and he was shit at it.
Hate campaign against Jeremy. The entire fucking subreddit is doing a hate campaign.
Basically, Jeremy, towards the end of Unsleeved Media / MTG headquarters, was trying to do what he would go on to effectively do on the quartering. He was trying to do that before he even left, but he was trying to do it inside of the community that he was a part of instead of against people on the opposite side of the political paradigm as him. And I'm sorry, that doesn't work, bro. If you keep taking shots at people in the same community as you, you're probably just gonna get kicked the fuck out.
Against Jeremy. Everyone is instructing each other to flag his YouTube, flag his Patreon, flag his Facebook, and get all of those taken down, and they're even producing guides on how to do this, specifically for Jeremy. They are trying to petition Wizard to actually get him banned from all Wizards of the Coast events, and on top of all that, they're also trying to petition to get people banned from Magic the Gathering events just based on their opinion. Who's the bad guy here? All you betas need to start thinking with your
That's
head and
not,
your
bro. All right, well, let me just let the video. Well, the video's basically over, but no, that is not what happened. That is not what happened, bro. They just tried to ban a guy because they didn't like his opinion. They banned him because he kept starting shit, and people got tired of it. That's why they banned him. What do you mean? Because of his opinion? There are conservative people. Believe it or not, it's true. It actually is true. There actually are conservative people in the Magic the Gathering community. There are. The thing is, it was him constantly just being an abrasive piece of shit, and they got tired of it because nobody was there. Nobody wants, even the conservative people don't really want to get involved in all the culture war nonsense. That was for, like, it wasn't the place for that. That's why he got banned. He got banned because he kept picking fights with people. It is really that simple. So yeah, that was we finally watched it. We finally watched the Thought Magic video. It was pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty shit. Not Dankula's finest work, not Dankula's finest moment. Let's see, where is somebody in the chat talked about a veteran video, Jeremy going after a veteran. And I'm on Kiwi Farms. I'm looking for it. Can you give me his name? Maybe if I search his name, it'll be easier to find. Because I would like to watch that. Because otherwise, we can watch Coach Red Pill versus Quartering, and we to close it out. Conservatives buy Magic cards too. They do. Some of them actually do. You know. It's just like how there are still conservatives who buy American comic books. I mean, it's kind of shit right now. Progressives have kind of shit up the place, but there's some good content that still gets released. It gets put in these comic shops, and conservatives, it's their hobby. They're just supposed to give it up. They're supposed to not read American comics anymore because they're shit. All right, we'll just watch All right, we'll watch Coach Red Pill versus Quartering real quick. Let's see, where is it? Coach Red Pill actually has quite a few videos. Well, not quite a few videos, but when he was beefing with Jeremy, it's a short video, right? It's a short video. And in Jeremy's defense, he don't look bad. He didn't come off looking too bad in this video. I'm not gonna lie. He performed better than I thought he would. This is the video here. This is where he admits, or where he says low net he makes low sevens. You know, that thing that we're supposed to believe. If we're to believe that to be true, well, okay, why'd you keep doing all the fundraisers then, Mr. Millionaire, Mr. Daddy Warbucks? What the fuck do you need everybody else's money for? You can't fund your own lawsuit? You can't fucking fund your own website, nigga? Why are you asking everybody else for handouts? You making money like that already. Oh, hold on real quick. Oh, hold on. Give me a second. Maybe I can find it. Maybe it's right here. Andy Nago. There was a while I used to think that Andy Nago's name was pronounced as Andy Nigga. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? That one Trump MAGA simp dude, that Asian guy. Not Ian Miles Chung, the other one. There are quite a few Asian dudes on Twitter who their entire thing is just simping for Trump all day. All right.
Hey, what's up, Coach?
Hey, how's it going?
Not much. You're on the after show.
Oh, that's great. Hey, Failure, how's it going?
Hey, man.
Look at everybody in chat. Look at this. Okay, we got Coach Red Pill. We got Failure, who's dead. We have Mundane Matt, whose career is dead. We got the Quartering, whose career is dying. We got Ralph Retort, who refuses to die. And then we got Zidane, who just left. Who just, he saw how the winds were blowing for dudes affiliated with Internet Blood Sports in the sector. He's like, let me go. Let me leave and go get a real job.
It's going.
And Matt, I just got into the studio. So what are you guys all talking about?
Nothing much in particular.
We were talking about what's the optimal amount of angles to have in every one of our videos.
Well, you wouldn't know now, would you?
No, I usually use just one.
Carter, you're just so fucking boring. Is that the best you can hit me with? Jesus.
I mean, you could pull up our social blades and put them against each other and ask which one's more boring.
Immediately he goes towards money. All right, just pull up our social blades, bro. You know, I get more views than you. I get more subs than you. I have more money than you. I mean, from the jump, because that's all he has, really. You know, something that's I always found interesting about Jeremy is that a lot of people don't know that he's fucking huge. I don't even think that Review Tech USA, when he initially agreed to that boxing match with Quartering, was aware that Jeremy is such a big boy, that he's over 6 feet tall, that he's the size of a fucking basketball player, an NBA center, or some shit like that. Because you wouldn't know it because he never brings it up. He acts like a bitch, and also he doesn't brag about his height. Probably because he's fat, right? Like, he's tall, but he's a tall guy who doesn't wear his height well. He's good because he's so big, he can hide his gunt, right? Because his gunt is actually, if you were to, like, examine it, if you were to, like, try to mathematically examine the Quartering's gunt, it's bigger than Ralph's, like, by a couple magnitudes, because he's so much, he's like a full foot higher off the ground than Ralph, so there's so much more mass and surface area to his gunt. But because he's so big, he can wear big baggy shirts and just keep it hidden.
Boring, I suppose.
It's gonna get worse because he drinks a lot and he's getting older though.
Oh, that's how you measure like entertainment value. I see. Okay, good to know.
I mean, we could use views too, whichever one's better for you, dude.
Yeah, this is a good point for Coach. You know, you can't judge quality content by how much views a video has. There's some absolute slop on this website with a gajillion views, and some of the best videos you've ever seen barely get even 1,500.
Okay, this is my hobby. This is your job.
No, it isn't. This is my hobby.
Oh yeah,
man. From the beginning. It's just trying to humble brag. This is my hobby. Dude, you've been trying to be a full-time content creator. What time is this? Like, what is this? 2018? How long? Like, almost a decade? Almost a decade at this point. You've been trying to become a full-time content creator.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I have a.
You're like trying to back me the fuck out because
Coach was also lying too. Coach, when you think about it, Coach is actually, I want to say that Coach is a more I got to keep using past tense for Coach Red Pill, because he is dead, 2 dead niggas are on this stream. That's kind of spooky. Yeah, Coach was actually a bit of a more shameless grifter than Quartering, but Quartering was much more successful as a grifter, and he ended up scheming way more money off his audience than Coach did.
Because of your social blade and your view count numbers. Okay, does that mean that, for instance, like say Ralph Retort is a shitty YouTuber compared to PewDiePie, just because PewDiePie has like shitloads more views and sub counts than Ralph Retort does?
Yes, it does. It means PewDiePie is way better at YouTube than Ralph.
Okay, Ralph, you.
I mean, it's hard to say I'm better than PewDiePie. Anyway, why am I getting dragged?
You've been getting dragged in a lot.
No,
I would say in general, just because you have more views.
Back in the days when Ralph had a successful show, he was cool with a lot of people. He was chill. He didn't pull up quite as much. He wasn't constantly dealing with baby mama drama. He wasn't living across the border from both of his kids. He wasn't constantly getting in. Ralph is he's currently fighting like, I don't know, like a 3-front war almost. He's fighting against Vickers again. He's fighting against, is he still fighting against Mersh, I think? Right? And who else is he fighting against? I know he's at war with like at least 3 other niggas right now. That's how he started 2026.
Bottom line, you're never going to live down the fact that on camera you chugged Sargon's cum. That was you did it yourself. You did it all to yourself. So that's bottom line, your problem, man, not mine. Okay? So the fact that you're just Sargon's cum chugger that you yourself did on your own video. I mean, you got it
This is such a golden take from Coach Red Pill. Such a base take, such an accurate take. Coach nailed quartering from the beginning, right? This is what I'm talking about. The only person, remember in my Vickers video where I was talking about how Vickers knew right away that the dude he bought that coin shop from was a giant scam artist grifter just like him, and he recognized game immediately? This is the exact same thing. This is one internet grifter who saw another internet grifter, and he knew right away, you're a piece of shit just like me.
Special.
I see through you, Jeremy.
Delivered, didn't you? How stupid can you possibly be? You think that would be entertainment? That it would never be, something that people would keep in the back pocket? You're such a fool. And basically what you are is you're a remora fish. That's what you are, okay? And nobody
Dude, I've been YouTubing since before you were 40. I mean, I got this game down, my friend.
I know.
A channel where I play a fucking claw machine that's more entertaining than your videos.
I mean, look, dude, I've said this before, right? By the time, the reason why the quartering popping off was almost like law of averages finally working out in Jeremy's favor. When you make a gajillion channels, right? Eventually, one of them is going to pop. One of them is going to be super successful because, I don't know, you just keep doing YouTube consistently for a decade and you make 12, 10 channels. Eventually, one of them is going to do, like, super well.
You've been doing
Rode on the bird. Thank you for the $5. Good work. I reviewed your whole documentary. Quartering has always been a grifter, wants to act like a rebel, but got scared by Susie Lou. Oh, I know what you're talking
since I've been
about.
40,
I remember
okay.
that.
I was 40 10 years ago. So you've been doing this 10 years, right?
Roughly.
I think I remember what you're talking about. Susie Lou, that was the time when, I don't know, he basically lied about her. Like, he spread a false story. He picked up some false narrative that somebody else was spreading about Susie Lou online, and then he basically took it as truth, and then he just repeated the lie in one of his videos or on stream. Or is that somebody else? I know he did that to some Asian woman. I don't remember who, though.
Yeah, roughly.
Okay. How many subs do you have?
Which channel?
Your main channel.
What does he mean, which channel? The one that's not dead, nigga. Nobody gave a fuck about Unsleeved Media at this point.
About 150,000.
150,000. Actually, I'm looking at it and it says 57,000.
Wrong. That's not my main channel.
Which is your main
Wait,
channel?
what did he say?
Actually, I'm looking at it and it says 57,000.
Wrong. That's not my main channel.
Which is your main channel?
Unsleeved Media.
No, it was not. By mid-2017, Unsleeved Media was no longer his main channel. It wasn't. He had already been making the moves to make quartering his main thing. He wasn't even giving Unsleeved Media... Like, after Magic Gate, quartering was basically done. Magic Gate was the quartering doing everything he could to not only light the bridge, what was left of the bridge between him and the Magic the Gathering community on fire, but also fuck them over for stealing his gotcha pools on Magic the Gathering online. 100%, he was already shifting. He had already shifted towards making the quartering his main channel. He's capping here.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
B-Movie Paul, thank you for the $4.99. Hope you had a good New Year's, Mikey. Looking forward to all the streams and video in 2026. Oh, cool. There will be a lot of them.
So you have 150,000 subscribers. Is that correct?
I don't know. I mean,
151. And you're losing quite a lot as of late. You're losing, about 500 last month.
That's right. Yeah. They closed a bunch of dead accounts. That account's been around a long time. I only have about 10 to 15% engagement, I would say.
Yeah, it's been since February 3rd, 2012. That's what it says here, right? So I've been around a little over a year, and I have over 18,000 subs, which is roughly a 7th.
This is really lame, actually, what Coach is doing.
7th and 8th.
Coach is basically just going ban for ban with YouTube subscribers. That's just really gay. That was really insecure, Coach. I have more subs. Well, I have as many subs as you have in a fraction of the time. I actually have, okay.
Of what you have.
Going ban for ban with subscribers is just very lame. especially on YouTube, because subscribers doesn't mean that much. Again, I got over 600. We got over 600 people in chat right now. Awesome, right? Well, 600 people watching, excuse me. We have over 600 people watching right now. That's better than a lot of YouTubers with 3 or 4 times the amount of subscribers than me. This is like what Rich gets, slightly above what Rich gets on average on his streams, on his channel with over 70,000 subs. Having a lot of subs really doesn't mean a whole lot.
Okay.
I've abandoned channels that are bigger than yours, dude.
Nicholas Diorio, somebody brought him up in chat. Nicholas Diorio has about, well, no, not about. He has over 100,000 subs, I think. It's about 30 to 40,000 more subs on his channel that he streams with now, than Rich does on his channel. And he gets thousands of concurrent viewers compared to Rich's 500 to 600. So yeah, subs don't really mean much.
Dude.
I'm sure.
And I
Isn't it sad that you've spent all this time and this is the best you've been?
Oh, I got 4 iDubbbz watching you. Really? Wow. Maybe iDubbbz and Anissa do deserve lolcow of the year. We'll see.
Able to do even
there. It's a strong competition this year. You know, you got Hassan, you got Anissa and her husband, you got Bossman Jack. You got Styx Hexenhammer, and you got who was that? Oh, Pirate Software. You know, it's gonna be tough. Personally, I put my vote in. I know he's not gonna win. I put my money on Bossman Jack. That's who I voted for first place. But I know it's gonna be between Hassan or Anissa and her husband, because those are just their names have been in the news way more. Only people like us. Only people like us appreciate the quality lolcow that is Bossman Jack.
As you attach yourself to bigger YouTubers, you're kind of pathetic, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I've abandoned channels with 100,000 subscribers, something you could only dream of.
You abandoned the channel he's talking about is Clawstruck. He abandoned that because all the claw machines, well, most of the claw machines in his area, the arcades kept closing and the claw machines kept going out. They kept getting taken out. So he literally couldn't do the channel unless he started buying the claw machines himself, or he and his wife started traveling the country just to do claw machine shit. So it was out of his hands, right? Like he couldn't continue the channel even if he wanted to. Part of the reason too why the channel got so many views is because he was on the news one time because of the claw machine shit. I wanted to put it in the video, but I couldn't find the clip. It's gone.
Okay, man. It's whatever you say. Okay.
And it's a fact. It's a fact. But yeah, it is whatever I say. True.
Mm-hmm. No, you got me beat. You know, I mean, like you've been doing this for over a decade, and in your main channel, this is the best you've been able to do. And good on you. Congratulations on being able to, make it to this level.
You know what? Hold up. That was a good point. That actually was a good point by Coach. If Unsleeved Media, if we're led to believe Unsleeved Media was his main channel at this point in mid-2018, after 10 years, that being the best you can do, that was pretty lame. Because Jeremy wasn't rolling in the views at that point.
Even though I'm looking at your sub base, right?
The channel was pretty much dying after he no longer got promo material. And after he was banned by Wizards, the channel was basically doomed again. Because it wasn't just that you couldn't go to tournaments or events or anything like that anymore. It's also that people in the community wouldn't fuck with him anymore. So there was nothing you could do.
And basically, you're static for over a year now.
On Unsleeved Media, that's right. On the quartering, I gained more in a week than you gained in 3 months. So, I mean, that's all good too. Whichever you want to pick.
Yeah. Good on you. I mean, I don't care. I don't.
Look at this. Blazing Liberty. This is like part 5 of CRP versus the quartering. They've been going back and forth for a while.
Measure the worth of somebody.
I really wanted to put this in my doc, but it would have made the blood sporting chapter of that video had already gotten too long. Like that's like the second, if I remember correctly, that's the second longest part of the video after the gathering, right? And a lot of that comes down to the length of the stream. So I could have clipped something like this and put it in the stream, but then it would have been, that part would have been like 16, 17 minutes. And that's too much.
By their wallet.
14, 15 minutes is already too much for a chapter of a video that's not like, I don't know, like 30 minutes long. The Dark Viper AAU video only has 3 chapters that are all 10 to 12 minutes long, right? But that's fine because it's a shorter video. But when a video is long, I feel like the chapters, they have to be more... I feel like the chapters have to be a little bit shorter, more compartmentalized, because you're covering more material.
I don't measure the worth of somebody by their sub count or view count. That's not how I measure people's value. Maybe you do. You do.
That. Yeah, no, I don't actually. I think YouTube's fucking gay. I mean, it's just a hobby for me. It's like,
well, the thing is,
It is not. Why does he keep saying that? YouTube is just a hobby for me. Okay, well, why were you begging for... I'm so glad I haven't closed this video. What was this, Jeremy? You made this in 2016. That was 2 years before this argument you're having with CRP. Was this what you do for a hobby channel? Begging for your fans to give you more Patreon dollars so you can start doing this shit full time instead of doing your real life job? What do you mean it was just a hobby?
You were the one who brought up sub counts. You were the one who...
Yeah, he wanted to play it cool like Medicare and Sar. That's exactly what he was trying to... Sargon was his main E-Daddy, but Jim was also like a pseudo E-Daddy, a pseudo stepdaddy, up until he started fighting with Sargon. And then Sargon gained custody of Jeremy, so Jeremy started fighting against Medicare. And of course he lost. He lost terribly. This is like, honestly, I feel like out of all the times, out of all the fights, all the battles Jim got into over the years, I feel like the brief little battle he got, the brief little back and forth he got into with Jeremy, probably the most one-sided ever. Jeremy barely put up a fight.
You brought up view counts.
Right, in response to you telling me my content's boring, which it clearly isn't, because people generally don't subscribe to
No, I'm not saying that your content is boring. I'm saying you are boring. I think that you are trivial.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You're nothing. You're just a remora fish, okay? So that's what I think of you. I mean, just so that we're really clear.
Based. See, this is what I'm talking about. Coach is reading this dude. He's reading them like tea leaves.
I think that you're just a cum chugger, a goony bird, a fluffer, who comes up to bigger YouTubers and tries to leech off their numbers. I think that that's what you are. I'm glad that we...
That is true. That's 100% true. That is how Jeremy first got his start, by leeching off all of the big dudes in the skeptic and sector communities, right? He was doing it to Sargon. He was doing it to Ralph. He was doing it to all of them. He was doing it to Warski. He was doing it to all the dudes with bigger platforms than him.
Have the opportunity to tell each other this to each other's face. Because see, I do this for fun because I think it's entertaining and challenging. You do this because you need the ego boost, because you're a failure in your life. I've already had my life.
Okay. In what aspect would you consider me a failure? I'll go education to education. I'll go house to house with you. I'll go wife to wife with you. I'll go bank account to bank account with you.
I don't think you want to go there. Okay, sure.
I will.
How many children?
I will.
How many children?
0.
Okay, I've got 4 by 3 different women.
Okay, so you're a shitty dad. Congratulations.
Okay, that's a good one. That was a good one from Jeremy, because he is correct. Like, what the fuck is this? I got 4 children from 4 different women, and I don't take care of any of them. Congratulations? I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, what is that? Is that supposed to be praise? I don't know. Maybe that's a very hood nigga mentality, right? That's a very hood nigga take. Just thinking having a bunch of kids by a bunch of baby mamas is something to be proud of. Like, no, nigga, take care of your kids. What do you mean?
No, I've been able to procreate in a way that you haven't.
You got to remember that Coach Red Pill, his real name is Gonzalo Lira. He is Chilean. He is Latinx, right? So he kind of has, he's not completely Caucasian. He's like Nick Fuentes, right? He's not completely white, so you get a little bit of that third world, or, well, Chile isn't a third world country really, but you get a little bit of that third world mentality in dudes like this from time to time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was Latinx. He no longer is.
Having unprotected sex with sluts is a
He's Latinx, buried in some unmarked grave in Ukraine.
some sort of benefit or some sort of trophy. Congratulations, you're a shitty dad who abandoned 3 women. Congratulations.
No, I haven't abandoned them. I live with my wife, who, by the way, my wife, I am her only son.
Okay, so you abandon all of them except for one.
Partner, and I have 2 children with her.
Well, I imagine that's only kind of women you
with
can please.
other women. What? So like if I marry a woman who is a virgin when she met me, I'm a bad sexual, bad at sex. And if I don't,
I wouldn't be proud of it at 50 years old.
You're so sad. How many figures?
You want to go bank account? You want to
Okay,
go?
let's go bank account. Let's go bank account.
Oh no, the chat is turning against Coach Red Pill. The chat is taking Jeremy's side. God, CRP, you self-owned. Shitty dad quartering comes out swinging for a massive right hook. I don't think that's something to be proud of. Scratch that bitch's eyes out.
Education for education, I will dominate you in any one of them.
Okay, where did you go to school?
University of Whitewater, where I have a master's degree.
I went to Dartmouth College, an Ivy League school.
Great.
I was offered the opportunity to get a PhD in history at Princeton. I turned it down to go to Hollywood to become a filmmaker.
Oh, that's not actually what happened. What happened is that he had to drop out because maybe this isn't that college, but I do remember he one time had to either had to transfer or drop out because some girl in college accused him of sexually assaulting him. Sexually assaulting her, I mean. That's something that happened. So that's not exactly true. Also, Jeremy's master's doesn't really mean much because, again, he got it in marketing. Jeremy has a master's in marketing, and we see how good of a marketing genius he is, right? We see how much of a salesman he is.
So you didn't complete it.
Oh, shit. My bad. Why'd I do that? Fuck. All right.
Net.
All right. No.
Saying that you got so much money that you're so rich.
I'm a dummy.
I was offered the opportunity to get a PhD in history at Princeton. I turned it down to go to Hollywood to become a filmmaker.
And so you didn't complete it. You have your undergrad.
I had the opportunity to go.
So you have your undergrad.
That's not true. Also, you went to Hollywood. He made no movies. The only credit that he has of any media that was published was for some game, some shooting game, some first-person shooter, right? Where he did he wrote some story notes for a first-person shooter with barely any story in it. That's like the height of his career. Also he wrote Wiltshire Boulevard, a book that doesn't exist and was never released.
Yeah, and you have a master's?
Yes,
How much
I do.
did you pay for that?
Maybe 70,000, probably all in.
Smart. See? I wouldn't have had to pay for my PhD. I would have gotten...
That was a waste of money. 70,000 with the knowledge and marketing that he got. That was a complete waste of money, Jeremy.
Research grants.
But you did.
Coping brand coping. That's exactly right, Nick.
Get it.
Okay, fine. Tell me, you talked about bank accounts. I want to hear about...
Deltays. What is the TLDR about how CRP died? Well, basically, to make it short, he ended up in Ukraine with his family because he was doing some weird grifting cult shit, right? It's basically Fight Club. Slavic version of Fight Club is what he was trying to do in Ukraine. It didn't work out. The Ukraine-Russian war popped off. Russia invaded. Coach, for some reason, decided that in the country that he was residing in that was being invaded to take the side of the people invading it. And he was always talking shit about Ukrainians, the Ukrainian government, talking about how awesome the Russians and the Chechens and Putin were. And, you know, he was making videos and taking photos and posting them on his social media where the fucking Russians could just casually look at it. So the Russians started accusing him of giving away military positions, and they ended up arresting him. And then he ended up dying while he was locked up of pneumonia. And that's the end of Coach Red Pill. And it was actually it was almost a national story. Tucker Carlson picked it up, and it almost went somewhere, but then it was forgotten. So that's how Coach Red Pill went out.
About the bank account.
Went out pretty sad, not gonna lie.
Because that's going to be fucking funny. Go
You'll
ahead.
lose badly there too.
Okay, tell me.
The sector does mean that the sector now has like geopolitical implications. The sector has geopolitical connections because of Coach Red Pill, though.
Tell you. I said, what is that supposed to be? You want me to fax you my bank account statement?
Like, how many bread tubers do you know where they were they were even minor figures in the biggest war to take place in European soil since World War II? None. but I can name at least one dude from the sector who was part of that.
Sure, why not? I mean, you're saying that you've got so much money, that you're so rich. I really want to hear it. How much do you
I didn't
have?
say I was so rich. I was saying, based on what I assume you're doing with your life and what I'm doing with mine, I'm probably in a better financial state than you. I have a better home than you. I have a wife. I have no bastard children. I mean, which one do you want to take?
Okay, you said that you had such a great bank account. Tell me how many figures in your checking account.
Actually, hold up. I just thought about it. Because of Laura Loomer, Laura Loomer wasn't like part. Well, hold up. She was part of the dissident right. Well, they called it the alt-light. And she was on the kill stream a lot, right? She was on Warski Live, right? So I guess she's like sector adjacent. So when you think about it, the sector also has White House connections too, more than BreadTube does. When you think about it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm just thinking about it. But you can actually play a couple. There's not that many degrees of separation between some random dude, between say Warski and Vladimir Putin, or like Zelensky and Trump, because of like the sector shit.
Actually, checking's pretty low. Probably only 5, right? I don't keep a lot of money in checking.
Okay. That's it?
No, what do you mean? You want to talk about my IRA? You want to talk about my stock holdings? You want to talk about...
Sure. Net. How many figures?
Net, probably low 7s.
Okay.
Okay, look, bro. Low 7s. So again, what's today's day? What's today's day? This date? I said today's date. This day's date. So this was May 25th, 2018. Okay, so net, he says low 7s. When was this posted? This posted May 8th, 2019. Oh, wait, hold up. Never mind. That's way too late. I was about to say, let's see. Wait, he went to Gen Con. It was around summer. Yeah, it was around summer or autumn of 2018. So net, low 7s. How come? Why did you need this fundraiser? Why did you need Ethan Van Sciver to do a fundraiser for you, bro? Why did you need to do a fundraiser for exclusively games, dude? If you're making low 7s, right? Either you were lying here about making low 7s, or you're literally begging other people to give you money while you are already a millionaire. So which is it, Jeremy?
At 35.
At 35. Okay, good. Low 7. That's net. Yeah?
Yes, I understand what net means.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you though? I don't know if you do, because if you do, then that means you've been lying to people about needing all this money you've been crowdfunding over the years.
I win. You got low 7s, I win by multiples.
Then you should be able to put in a $499 super chat right now.
Okay, I always laugh at that part because it's one of the only examples I can think of Jeremy actually being quick on his feet and coming up with a good comeback. It's like, okay, coach, you Mr. Moneybags, right? You just balling out of control. All right, if you're a fucking millionaire, if you got more than me, I got low 7s, fucking throw 500 in chat right now. Right now, if you got money like that.
Actually, I can't because I'm in Ukraine and super chat doesn't work here.
Man, that's some bullshit.
PayPal works though.
Yeah.
There we go. See that.
But yeah.
We got any Ukrainians in chat? Is that true? Is it against the law for you guys to super chat over there? Or can you not super chat in like Slavic regions of the world?
Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to see that you have?
Because I know I have at least one Ukrainian guy who comes here who's in chat, and I don't know. He seems to. I remember him sending me like $1.99 or something one time. Maybe it changed. Maybe things were different back in 2018.
Why? Okay, you're a cum chugger. Face it.
Oh no. Okay then. I was about to say, did Zelensky give Ukrainians the privilege of finally super chatting on YouTube streams?
You're nothing but a remora cum chugger.
I mean, I know you know. I know you know. I mean, you don't really
a big deal for you? If it weren't a big deal to you, you wouldn't be attaching yourself to big names to up your subscription base.
What do you even mean? You have more videos with Sargon's name in it than I do, my dude. What do you even mean attaching to bigger YouTubers?
Two. Okay. Now, and one of them is private or unsubscribed, rather. And so, no, that's not the case. But see, you're basically, this is your job. And I know it's your job.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. Because
It is your job. Stop it with the I'm a hobby tuber shit. This is 100% your job, dude.
It isn't. I run a search and marketing agency that earns a fuckload more than I do on YouTube.
That is a lie. That is 100% a lie. That's bullshit. It was never doing that well. If it was doing that well, if his marketing agency was doing that well, he would have kept doing that instead of ever trying to become a YouTuber.
I mean, I don't. It's fucking cringy to compare paycheck. You're right.
Yeah,
If his marketing agency was that well, he wouldn't have ended up having to get some loan forgiveness for it. You wouldn't have needed that PPP loan.
You brought it up, man. You were the one who said that you have a huge bank account. If you want to measure bank accounts or everything, look. Bottom line, okay.
Yes, Waterwall. This is Coach is calling the kettle black. This is Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man.
You went to a shithole of wherever the fuck you come from, bumfuck America, right?
Fuck America, right? Yeah, Ukraine's a bunch of fucking.
You're 35 and a failure in terms of being able to procreate.
That's actually another good point from Jeremy. It's like you're saying that the Midwest, you're saying Milwaukee. I think that's where Jeremy's from. It's Milwaukee specifically, or is it just Wisconsin in general? I'm not sure specifically the city, but you're saying that, no, I remember it is Milwaukee. So you're saying Wisconsin, Milwaukee, whatever, is bumfuck nowhere. Nigga, you're in Ukraine. And again, no diss to the Ukrainians in the chat. I fuck with you guys who are watching the stream and all that shit. But you guys know, that Coach is in no position to talk about somebody being in bumfuck nowhere. There's a reason why you're in Ukraine, Coach. Well, why you were in Ukraine. It's because it was very cheap to live there.
Okay.
A failure. It's called being educated, dude. You think having illegitimate children makes you smart?
No, it makes me successful in the Darwinian struggle for reproduction. That's what it makes me. Okay.
Okay. So blowing your load in some chick makes you somehow.
See, that's bullshit. It's like that means that I'm winning the Darwinian struggle. Now, I know that he didn't believe that. I know that dudes who say shit like that don't. Because iHypocrite also said some shit like that. You guys know who iHypocrite did? He also simped for the quartering, right? Because the quartering is, I don't know, he makes a lot of money. So that means that he's a successful dude. Or he's a great guy because he has a lot of money. But he also one of those guys who believes that just having kids mean that you're successful in life. But these niggas would never praise the black community. And shit, dudes over here can't stop pumping out kids. Fucking pump out 8-7 kids from 5 or 4 different baby mamas. Are we winning? Are black people the most Darwinian and successful people in America?
A success. That is a really low bar.
No, man. Okay.
Yeah, Ralph is actually super winning then. If just having bastard children just means that you're winning the game. Ralph is on top.
Whatever.
I mean, I appreciate
you're not winning this. You're not winning this. I don't understand why you're trying to do it. Okay.
Because I appreciate you're losing. That you love your children.
You're just a loser. Okay. You're nothing. I mean, you were the one who said, let's compare bank account to bank account, education to education. You got a piddly little master's degree from some shithole college in Montana, wherever the fuck that is.
So you completed your undergrad.
I got an undergraduate degree at an Ivy League school. I was trained by Walter Sinnott Armstrong in philosophy and Heide Whalen in Russian history. I was offered the
We don't know what the fuck that is, dude. Those could be nobodies. You're just saying words, just saying names, just name dropping. This is a sector, nigga. Nobody knows who those people are.
Opportunity to continue on and get my doctorate at Princeton University in Russian history, and I decided
you didn't do.
Because I could have. I was offered the opportunity, and I decided to take another opportunity. You can't do everything at the same time in life, but you know the idea of cost of opportunity? You have any idea what that means?
You see, even if we believe that, obvious lie that Coach just told about why he didn't complete his degree, you went to Hollywood and then you accomplished literally nothing while you were there. So it was a waste of time anyway. You might as well have completed your degree, bro.
I understand.
If Coach had completed his degree and just gone down a regular career, he probably wouldn't have died in Ukraine. So, don't drop out of college, kids. You'll end up two ways. You'll either end up like Gonzalo Lira, or you'll end up like Nick Fuentes. You'll end up like one of those two Latinx niggas.
I also
Yeah,
sound like
sure.
a kid that's like, I could have skipped a grade, but my parents held me back.
I actually skipped 2 grades, but that's another conversation.
Oh my god, dude. Coach used to do stuff. Coach used to do stuff like this all the time, right? Even back then, I was like, why does everybody take this dude so seriously? Why does anybody take this dude seriously? He's obvious. I could tell. Maybe it's just because my background, because I grew up around people like this, who you could just tell that they're bullshitting. And I was like, man, this dude is obviously just a bullshitter. Why does anybody take him seriously?
Best, dude. I love you, man. You're the best.
Yeah, and you're a cum chugger. You did it on your own channel.
Do you? I mean, you really don't. You actually. I mean, you know that was a joke, right?
See, if you
Jeremy, even if it was a joke, you still made a joke. You still made a video and did a skit about drinking another man's cum. You can't just say, haha, that's a joke. You went through effort. That was some of the most effort that Jeremy has ever put in a video. Most of Jeremy's videos are slop. Most of Jeremy's video are just, he looks something up and then he puts his face on the camera and he talks about the thing that he looked up. That video, he got props. He filled up the vial. He filled up the tube. He put it in a box. He printed out a handsome photo of Sargon and wrote a fake invoice and all that shit. He put a lot of effort into making a video about him drinking Carl Benjamin semen. So you can't just come here and be like, hey, you know that was a joke, right? Okay, well, if it was a joke, why'd you put so much effort into it? I don't know, you're very passionate about that joke, buddy.
You have to tell somebody that it's a joke?
Apocalypse Forever, thanks for the $4.99. Yo, regarding Comicsgate, how important are the shitty webcomics guys to that whole saga? Well, it's very, because they were crucial to a certain extent, especially when it came to the coin, the Ribbit coin scandal or whatever. That was important. The flag it shit, that was important. They actually did serve a pretty important role. Them and DNA, I think that's what it's called. Vicky and Dean, right? Those guys were also very helpful. All those guys. There are a lot of anti-CG guys who were very helpful overall in me making the video. So yeah, I appreciate the shitty webcomic dudes. Dibbers, thanks for the $10. Didn't CRP also start the Fight Club cult shit after he got demonetized on YouTube? Also, big love. Discovered you through Nick video, though one of Almighty Lolly streams. Oh, really? So, damn, a lot of people reacted to that, dog. That's pretty based. Yeah, Coach is the one who tried to start Ukrainian Fight Club. That was him.
Then whose fault is that?
You're the only person on the planet that doesn't know that that was a joke.
I'm just taking it at face value, man.
No, you're not. You are the only person on the planet that didn't know that was a joke.
Of course I know it's a joke, you imbecile. I see where you're coming from before you do, man.
Look, dude, it's what it represents. It's what the joke represents. Like, it means that you love Sargon. You look up to Sargon. You daddy worship, have this parasocial relationship with Sargon to the degree that you're willing to make a video where you jokingly drink his semen, bro. That's what the video represents. That's what Coach was talking about. It means he's saying that you're just, it's like when I call somebody a dick rider. I say that you're a Sargon dick rider. I call the Groypers Nick Fuentes dick riders. Obviously, you're not actually fucking riding that sausage, right? Not literally, but figuratively, you are 100% a glazer, buddy. That's what you are.
Man. And you pathetically...
You figuratively drank Sargon's cum all the time. You are a figurative cum chugger, right? And you tried to make the joke to own it, but all you did was solidify the fact that yes, you do love Carl Benjamin a little bit too much.
Trying to whip it out with me? I mean, you said it. You were the one who said it. You can beat me on bank account. You can beat me on education. You can beat me on everything. Oh man,
I can't.
Isn't that the attitude of a loser?
He actually can. Like, unironically, to Jeremy's credit, he literally could beat Coach on all those things. He does have a higher education than Coach. He did make more money even back then than Coach, right? he was less of a terrible father than Coach just because he doesn't have any children to neglect. You know that Coach said that the thing was he's gonna make it up to his kids because the videos he was making were they were gonna be for his son, basically. They were gonna be for his son grow up and become a man, so that's why he was making all those red pill videos. And somebody in the comments of one of the videos was like, well, Coach, why don't you just go and raise your son instead? And he didn't have any response to that.
The loser who has to express that he's better than somebody else by the mere measurement of metrics. You started the conversation that metrics were the only thing that mattered in a fucking YouTube channel. It's a fucking hobby. Some people actually like
bleeding subs and how it was a good thing. It's like you're using the same logic JF does. My channel's bleeding hundreds of subs a day, but it doesn't matter.
You were the one who said that. I'm not bleeding subs. You were the one who argued that
he was bleeding subs.
You were losing subs and that it meant whatever.
No,
I'm actually really surprised that JF managed to outlive Coach. I really wouldn't have imagined that a couple years ago.
Talking about this game that
Especially considering that JF is like literally a murderer. Like he literally just killed his wife in cold blood and got away with it. Somehow he still managed to outlive Coach. Coach was actually married and somewhat taking care of his wife and their child together before he died. So, good for Coach.
you used to tell Andy when he was bleeding.
You dropped out. You're dropping out.
I must be too far away from my Wi-Fi, but I only brought up metrics when you brought up the fact that my content was boring. But if you just say I'm boring and you enjoy my content, then we can be friends.
I don't enjoy your content. I don't watch you. I think you're a moron. What do you want me to say?
You watch at least one video.
Yeah, the one where you chugged Sargon's cum and thought that you were getting back at me. It was you. Yeah.
It's interesting you thought that was about you.
Okay. Well, look, dude, I don't care about you. Okay.
Clearly.
And you whipping out metrics just makes yourself look foolish because there's value to people beyond their metrics.
What is
and
that?
the metrics that you choose to compare yourself to me
This
with,
is really rich coming from Coach. Like, bro, who do you think you are? You aren't some motivational spiritual coach, bro. You're a very materialist, red pillar type of dude who, like, you did not live the sort of life to justify talking to this dude like this.
You lose.
Actually, I'm surprised that Jim also outlived Coach Red Pill. Sector niggas have some ridiculous durability for real. Jim has outlived cancer much longer than he probably should have. I don't know why it is. I don't know. Even Coach, it took Coach being caught up literally in a war zone and pissing off like the government of the country that was being invaded for him to finally die. And even then he died via disease while being captured, right? Sector dudes are the most durable people on the internet. Like, Ethan Ralph should have been dead at least 6 or 7 times by now. I was sure that there was going to be some update about Ralph where we just found out that he got decapitated by some cartel dudes in Mexico. But he's still here. He made it to 2026. I don't know how.
Which is
what
just
metrics?
foolish.
What metrics would you like to use? Camera angles, you win.
I don't measure people's
Audio
value
quality, you win
based
too.
on
Your audio
metrics.
quality is really good.
Okay. Whatever.
Actually, video quality
anyway,
you win too.
The
Actually,
other
overall
adults
production,
here.
you do.
Okay, I just wanted to have a friendly conversation with some nice people. That's why.
Oh yeah, I'll mute myself. You talk to everyone else. I don't want to.
Sure. That would be terrific for all involved, Quartering. Yeah. Anyway, what are we all talking about?
I don't know, man.
I don't know anymore.
The only reason I started commenting is because I thought we were on air, and turns out I don't think we were. So I'll apologize for getting my.
Don't worry about it, dude. It's cool.
My hackles raised.
We're good. We're good. It happens, dude.
But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, you guys can keep talking. I don't have anything to say. Really.
We had Boomer Sports, real quick.
That's what Chat was calling it.
Yeah. Well, that's why I renamed the stream.
Well, anyway, that's it.
Too, so.
That's it. Jeremy basically he didn't leave. He muted himself. He just peaced out because there was no point going. So, yeah, that's cool. That's basically about it. We could keep going, but I'll probably save it for something later because it really doesn't fit the theme. I like my streams to have a theme, an overarching theme, and this was basically all I wanted to cover. Really was the thought magic shit. And why he actually got banned from the Magic the Gathering community. And it wasn't just because he was being a bit of an edgy boy. It's because he was being an abrasive asshole for a minute. And people just got sick of him. And whether or not Christine Sprinkle had left the community or not, he still would have been told to get gone because he just wasn't welcome anymore. He just causing too much of a fuss. Anyway, you guys can expect some content from me this month. We got another video being cooked up. It's about a new topic, right? We're going to revisit a lot of things in 2026. I got a new Comicscape video I've been collecting receipts on, a new Nick Fuentes video I'm actually very eager to get to, right? But we got to wait. We got to wait because I always say the best things with Nick happen after the holidays. I want to wait until after January. That's what I want to say for the Nick video. I'll give it until after January before I start working on his video seriously. But I also want to start talking, getting on some new shit. And that's what this next video is going to be. It's going to be about a new subject, like just a new lolcow basically that I found. A new story I want to share with you guys. You know, I'm working on that right now. We're probably going to do another, we might do another quartering leftover stream. Maybe later this month. Maybe not for the next stream or whatever. But there's stuff in the pipeline. I got content for you guys. So anyway, thanks for everybody showing up. If you came from other YouTubers, you came from Nick Diorio stream or Almighty Lolly stream or any of that shit. You know I got a lot of Casino Bros who show up in chat. I appreciate all you guys. So thanks for coming around. I'll see you later. Any Sargon of Akkad videos? Oh yes, there will be a skeptic community documentary this year. Have no doubt. I gotta do that before I do the Gamergate documentary. Don't forget. All right, I'll see you guys. Wait, I'm retarded. Why do I always forget to do this, dude? Like every stream, it's like the easiest thing to do, but I forget to do it literally every time. Like literally the most basic thing in the world. Hold on, give me a second. So here's what I'm about to do. Literally just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 1 minute, please. Okay, there you go. This is the link. I just posted the link where the playlist where all the streams are held. This is where all the streams will go. This is also going there next. All the VODs are here. Okay, that's all. All right, thank you. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, wait, you can't see. I'm retarded. I'm stupid. Okay, it's right here. All right, there you go. All the VODs. All of them right here in this stream that I just posted the link of. All right, thank you. Bye.